The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M Rock Footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia. Put your trust in the experts in air.
All right, it's 2:32 on a Saturday afternoon, and we're about to start the AFL Grand Final. The Saints trying to make history, and the Cats trying to make it 2 out of 3. Here to get you underway is the number one caller in football, Brian Taylor.
The 2009 Grand Final, St Kilda and Geelong. Umpires ready to go. Brett Rosebery raises the ball aloft, blows the whistle to signify the start of the game. And we're set to go.
Steve Baker has a massive job on Steve Thompson and Gilbert on Chapman.
Thanks to Vodafone Triple M Rocks football. Otten's won the toss down. Lenny Hayes put his head over the ball and won the first one of the day. And they attack him from north, west, south and east. And we'll have another ball up in the middle as a result. Umpire quickly to get it into position, bouncing the ball in the middle. Bit of light rain falling here at the G as we speak now. Opportunity, Enright ran past the ball. There's the Brownlow men of Ablett. He may get the first possession of the game. He's dragged the ground, no free on there. Umpire lets it go. Ablett couldn't believe it. It comes to Enright. Half back flank for the Cats. A nice measured kick inside. Wojcinski got it to Ablett. Ablett with a kick that goes inside 50. Falls short. Cut it off there, the Saints. Here they come, an opportunity. Mooney was rammed into the ground. The ball comes out wide. It's an opportunity for the Cats to go inside 50. But the pressure of the Saints was brilliant.
Good decision, no high contact on Stevie J.
Played for the free kick, Steve Johnson.
Yeah, footy out of play, out of side, but it's going to Chappie, a free kick.
Dempster's gone defensive on Andrew Mackie as well, boys.
Chapman long inside 50. Mooney in at the back. Hawkins. Dawson takes a good mark.
Disappointed without the big Geelong forwards. You don't want uncontested marks early in a game.
Handball off to Goddard. Goddard goes to Joey Montagna. The kick was a bit fierce. It's out of play. Half forward, members' seats, northern side of the G, with the Cats in attack heading to the city end. No score as yet, minute and a half gone.
Boundary throw in. Remember the Cats to the city end of this ground. It's at that end at the moment on the northern side of the half-back flank for St Kilda. Otten's doing the ruck work again. Gardner at the back. Otten's in front, did well, almost got a free, not on. Bartel there on Hayes. He puts his head over another tough one, Lenny Hayes, and he wins a free.
Cameron Ling's gone to Del Santo, and Ball just running with Bartel at the moment.
Ablett and Jones scuffling off the ball as well. Of course, Jones the tagger there.
And Joel Corey has the job on Hayes, Enright on Montagna.
Here is Hayes, a little chipping ball to centre half back, and Rafael Clark takes the mark. True centre half back here for the Saints. Haven't gone into their half of the ground. Tackled from behind by Rook. Turn the ball over.
No,
Burns got it to Stevie Jones. It won't be an advantage. It'll be a free kick to Rook for a great run down from behind tackle. He's 50 out directly in front.
And what this does is it puts enormous doubt in the mind of Raf Clark. Now, he's been well supported by St Kilda people and St Kilda coaching staff. Others reckon they're a chance to get him. A big tackle helps.
Rook gets a bit of a wind-up. Gets very close to the man on the mark. It's a long ball from outside 50. Rook's got the first goal of the game. Lifts the spirit of the Geelong fans here at the G. One straight Geelong. St Kilda yet to score. Penrite on the scoreboard.
Massive start for the Cats, and it was just Raf Clark. He just wandered off. You just have to understand, you don't have time at the best of times at this level, but in a grand final to wander sideways, straight off your mark, not pay any attention to the pressure coming from behind, that's a huge mistake from Raf Clark. This guy here, he mightn't be flashy like a lot of other players, but he always has an impact, whether it be defensively or in an attacking sense, Max Rook.
$26 he played, Maxie, for the first goal. None of us had him.
I believe
Sportsbet.
I believe someone did.
Oh, you had him.
Yeah, not for us.
Right, back in the centre, one straight Geelong. Saints yet to score. And we've got a locked-up footy in the middle. In fact, holding the ball is going to be paid here.
James Bartel just grabbed it. Luke Balls.
It's going to go Luke Ball's way.
They've been inside 50 yet. They haven't been inside yet.
Hand off to Joey Montagna. Now they're inside. Big Cozzy stands up. Scarlett with him. Ball comes to ground and Mackie brings it away with aplomb. Goes to centre half forward. Marking contest. The fist will end up with Chapman. Off now to Burns. Around the body, they've started well, the Cats. Inside 50, Baker gets it on the bounce. Tries to find the line and does. It's going to be thrown in.
Gee, it's a big job, Baker, on Stevie Johnson. I guess they identify that Steve Johnson's not a big pack mark or anything of that nature, so he's a match winner. It's a huge job.
Luke Ball comes for a spell on the bench. Forward pocket here at the moment for the Cats. Otten's beautiful tap down. Ablett was there. In fact, it was Chapman. Went in hard. Got it to Corey. Handball to Bartel to Kelly. Avoided the Rewald tackle. Kelly. A low sluggish kick inside 50 for the Cats. Yet again, 5 times in the quarter. Mooney missed the soccer off the ground. It comes to Graham. He went in. Fisher went real hard. Had his feet taken out from under him. Upended as the ball goes wide. And Kazitsky marks on the wing.
Got Rui on and ignores him. Just pumps the longer ball. Montagna and Gardner park under it. Gardner uncontested. Off to Montagna. Missed with the kick. Missed the football altogether. Now we've got contested footy. 40 out from the Saints goal. And there'll be a bounce.
And that was Otten's chase down on Montagna. 6'6" ruckman. And then you get the big tackle of Rook.
I'm telling you, the wind has picked up in the last 2 minutes. Have a look at the flags are being ripped off the flag poles at the moment. Up goes Otten's. Go to Dock in a moment and find out about that. That ball from Kaczynski hung for an hour in the air. Here's Graham. Soccer off the ground. Mackey goes out wide. Rafael Clark couldn't commit the body at ground level. Now he does. Goes back and wins it. Orion V6 logo. Handball out the back door and Blake settles it down for the Saints. Now Gilbert with a low penetrating ball to Rewald. Rewald takes his first mark of the game, 70 out.
Long way from home though.
The champ is going to look to Kaczynski. Kick goes in that direction. Scarlett with him. Push.
He's a master.
Push on Kaczynski.
Well, the closest umpire didn't pay that free kick.
No, he did not.
Boys.
You're right, Gaz.
And he was in a fantastic position, Steve McBurney.
He was prepared to let it go.
Brett Roseberry, who was about 20 metres away, paid it. And it was a correct one on the Ace of Gemstone computer replay.
How fierce is the wind pulling this ball to the punt road end up in the air?
Yeah, and the funny thing is the flags are actually showing the wind's going that way, but it's going the opposite way, Brian.
Yeah.
This is going to take a mighty kick, Doc.
There's no doubt about it that he's kicking into the teeth of the breeze. Don't look at the flags on top of there, down at the ground level. He's going to go right into it, Cozzy.
I don't know if he can get the journey.
This for the Saints' first score of the grand final. He's hit it high, and it's drifting right. He got the trip, but it's out in the full.
Now, beautifully called, boys, and beautifully picked up. Just early on, tackle count, which has been the domain of the Saints. 6 to Geelong, 2 to St Kilda.
Penrite all scoreboard. No score Saints, 1 straight to Cats.
You can hear the wind in our effects, Mike. It's just taken off in the last 5 minutes. Remarkable. Here's Rafael Clark with a hopeless little handball. That's probably a NAB Cup style handball. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the wing, centre side.
He needs to settle down quickly, Raf Clark.
Well, take him straight to the goal square, Chief, and make him even more nervous. He's made 2 pretty bad blues. Get him to the goal square and see how he travels.
Geelong by a goal here at the moment. Here's Bartel with the ball on the wing. He was tackled, dispossessed. Hayes was able to bang the inside 50 with a wobbler. Up they go. Mackey spoilt the ball down to ground level. Probably didn't have it there. Might have been Dempster. Picked up in the end by Scarlett. Scarlett got a handball over the top to Kelly. He's got a bit of time and space. Drills it to Mooney. Mooney's going to mark. Dawson got there. Spoiled, knocked it down, but Mooney's been paid. A double grabber. 35 metres out. Well within distance. Now this is the moment that we find out about the mental state of Cam Mooney.
Well, we said, Brian, he didn't have many shots in the warm-up. In fact, he went to great lengths not to be goal kicking. He was doing stretches and all sorts of things while teammates kicked for goal.
Well, I bet you he wish he had of now because he'd know where to aim it.
Gee, it was a great kick from James Kelly, though, to find him.
Here is Mooney, 45 metres out, kick on the way. Straight through the middle.
Look at him, look at him.
Geelong have got 2 goals. Mooney's wrapped. 2 straight Geelong. St Kilda yet to score on the Triple M Penrite All scoreboard.
There's a lesson in all of that as well for St Kilda. That ball that came into the forward 50, Justin Kaczynski had gone to contest the ruck, and Scarlett just sat back in a hole on his own, and he was the man that ran the footy out. You cannot leave the best fullback in the competition on his own in defensive 50s. Get Gardner, get anyone else to do the ruck work, because he has to contest long ball in.
Don't underestimate how good that kick was from Kelly, because they had their zone back, the Saints. They had 4 on 1. But he had a little pocket of space that he ducked back into. Cam Mooney behind his opponent, Zach Dawson. A penetrating low kick that got there was a beauty from Kelly. And, gee, just the excitement on his face after he kicked it.
Perfect start for the Cats. 2 straight, both of them from outside 50. Nicky Dell steps through out of the centre. High to half forward. Revolt got under the footy. Mackey at the back. Able to pick it up cleanly. They've got some nice composure, the Cats. Kick to Selwood was beautiful. Graham met him. Thumping handball to Harley. He got out of the Montagna tackle too easily, but then left the footy behind. Lenny Hayes came in, picked it up on the logo, sold some candy, and then went to ground. Handball back to Montagna. He goes to Revolt. Kick over the top of that champion player, and Kelly's able to come and slide in.
He went to ground, picked up the ball. It was smothered, kept it alive. The Saints, opportunity to run into an open goal. Left footer,
Oh,
Snyder.
he has not.
Snyder has missed it from 12 metres out at the top of the goal square. Directly in front, behind to the Saints. They are not coping with the pressures of this game at the moment. They're down by 11.
He did everything right, Gas. He didn't hurry the kick. He took the extra couple of steps. He ran to point blank. But when you try to kick the ball around the corner, if you strike the wrong part of the footy, it goes way off target, and that's what happened.
Bartel long to the outer side. It carried the leading player there, Hawkins, and the football's gone out of bounds.
Just a couple of little ones. Geelong boys are going low, sliding in low when they go for that footy. I know it's wet. They reckon they're going to try and get in under their feet. The other one, Schneider's man was Harley. Harley got sucked right up the ground, so I know he missed, but there's a little factor. In fact, Harley might even be coming off.
Snyder off, Milne on.
Works to the front. Does King. Former Cat, of course. Montagna went without it. Ablett with strength to Enright. And he was taken out of play by Baker.
The other one they're going to look at is Stevie J with Baker. If he struggles, take him to the goal square. Make Stephen Baker play full-back on Steve Johnson.
See, look at Milne out there by himself. Finally, they pick him up.
1 point to 2 straight. Cats lead by 11 points to the grand final. King wrestles with Blake. Chapman on the up to Bartel. Cute little handball, missed the target. Del Santo was terrific. Got it to Graham. Graham put boot to ball. Milne sits under it. Kelly with him. Ball worked onto the AFL Toyota logo. No one able to handle it cleanly. Montagna, a little one-do. Goddard, who had a fumble. Back to King. He kicked it straight into an opponent. Now they've got some room to move, the Saints. And Montagna's able to stand back and assess. Just pumps the drop punt down the wing. Rue at the back has a fly. He's unable to take it. McQualter, a good handball forward to Milne. Milne, a high one inside 50. Mackey, all on his own, takes a very good mark.
Oh, it's a great mark. Dempster went to ground.
Well, that's the thing. Cosy was trying to get Scarlett away from where they wanted to kick it, but Mackey just slotted back into the hole with Dempster being defensive on him.
Geelong by 11 points at the 11-minute mark in the first quarter. Here's a clear ball for Ling, and halfback gave it to Kelly. Sold some foot candy. Now a horrible kick along the ground. It was stopped by Enright. Picked up by Selwood, given to Johnson. He was tackled. Managed to get the handball away, but not effectively. It comes to Ablett. He was tackled. He went to ground with the ball. It should have been dropping the ball. It wasn't. And the umpire says we'll ball it up, and Stephen King of St Kilda asked the question, why no free? We'll ball it up, centre square as Chapman comes to a spell. Geelong by 11.
A little concern, Dempster and McQualter are playing pretty defensive roles as forwards. Have they got enough avenue to goal?
Umpire's throwing the ball up now. High contact on... No, going the other way. Nicky Dell will get a free. Looked like Bartel for high contact, but it's going the other way. Del Santo, a little left foot ball to Fisher. Half back out of side. Almost on the wing. Great Southern stand side of the ground. Back to Baker, Chief.
They've manned up pretty well, the Cats. He doesn't have a lot to go to now. The man with the ball's free, but up ahead, he's going to have to kick to a contest at some stage.
He does so now. Centre half forward. In from the side, BJ Goddard.
So important. So important, Jim. 48 metres out, directly in front again. The wind might just test him, but he's a man, if he can slide forward, that I just spoke about McQualter and Dempster as being pretty defensively minded. If he can get forward and kick goals, it helps enormously.
Ablett was on him at the time, running with him, was expecting someone to contest the high ball, and Goddard took it on his own in the end.
As talented a kick as they have in this team, Goddard. On the way, it looks very good. It's there. Goddard kicks the Saints first. 1-1-7. Geelong 2 straight 12. Triple M Penrite all scoreboard.
It's probably the most significant tactical move of the whole grand final to date. Everyone in the St Kilda camp through the week said, yeah, Jones will go to Ablett, Jones will go to Ablett.
Going to Selwood.
Jones goes to Selwood, and they go, Goddard, go to Ablett. We know Ablett's going to get footy. How's he going to cope when he plays on a bloke that actually goes and chases the footy? Now, Goddard goes out of the square. Selwood's out of the square. So right now you're thinking Jones, Ablett. That has changed. I reckon that's a massive tactical victory for Ross Lyon right there.
Carlton now triple on stats. St Kilda 7 out of the last 8 inside 50s, dominating the clearances as well, 6-3.
Geelong by 5 on the Penrite Oil scoreboard. The Diamond family, a better class of oil for all engine types. We started again in the middle. King won the tap down. The former Cat, now Saint. Ball didn't have it. Ablett's got it, but they're hanging on to him. He got the handball away through strength. Got it to Milburn, kicked it around the corner to centre half forward Milburn. Farron Ray was iffy, got a bad bounce in the end. Handball comes out to Shannon Burns. Burns got a nice shepherd from Hawkins. Wasn't good enough. He was run down by Luke Ball, I think it was. And a beautiful tackle by Luke Ball, who just came off the bench.
Which is what they want, Brian, and it's probably their first real good one for the game. They're back on good terms here, the Saints.
They go backwards with a kick to Gilbert. He's corralled, was not able to be nailed by Wojcinski in the tackle. It comes back to Ball, and JB, he's at centre half back.
And he settles things down a little for the Saints. 1-1 to 2 straight.
Contested footy, 20-17 in favour of the Saints, which is another good sign.
Now he goes to his skipper, Nick Revolt, who had a little break on his man, Harry Taylor. Takes it on the wing.
Yeah, where's Kaczynski? He's the next big player here. He's taken Scarlett away.
It's Graham to come to him, does Revolt. And Graham did brilliantly well, spun out of a couple of tackles. Handball to Goddard, who's playing nice football.
Gardner's pushed forward.
High inside 50, looking for Cozzy. Had to spoil from the back. Big Blake, normally a touch iffy with the pill. Kelly's got to sit and wait. Got it off to Ablett, who stepped through a couple with very nice evasive skills, and then found Corey on the bounce.
Did really well, Ablett, under enormous pressure. Corey's kick from half back to half forward. Varco pushed under the ball. Ottens went low, got one in the back. Should have been a free. Against Rafael Clark. He just crashed into his back. And we'll have a ball up attacking 50 for the Cats at the City end.
Again, there you go, Bristol, that example of him going low, sliding in low, trying to get underneath.
Yep, indeed. Umpire will ball it up. Gardner got into the back of Ottens, no free again. Opportunity here for Fisher, who got the little handball around the corner. Dribbles it end on end deliberately along the ground, and Milne happy in front of the MCC members to find the boundary. Let's throw it in.
I reckon 16-minute mark, all that nervous energy is gone, and now it settles into a bit of a rhythm, and the Saints have found their feet in this grand final. I think they battled with it early. Montagna looked like it had just taken the edge off him, but he's now back running on top of the ground.
Blake works it to the front. Hard at it was Selwood, as you'd expect. So is Hayes. Got it off to Graham. Graham's high ball. Revolt to fly from the side. Oh, committed again.
Hurt himself.
And has hurt himself big style.
He's
right
winded.
in front of the dock.
He's knocked the wind out. He landed flat on his back, and he has knocked the absolute wind out of himself.
Well, he goes over the top of the pack. I reckon his head whacks the ground. That's what happens. He gets the whiplash effect, and the head just smashes the ground.
Toyota Orion V6 Doc, any concerns?
Yeah, definitely the head. He's still groggy, staying out there. He's run into it. He'll probably clear the head. He'll be right, I think.
Harley, a little ball. Didn't really work. Milburn dispossessed. Chapman got smashed, but high contact at half-back.
They're up in the ante here, the Saints. They can just sense a little bit here. Lenny Hayes is having a massive impact. 5 touches, 3 clearances.
Chapman with a free out wide. It hung up in the wind. Corey got it on a difficult half volley. Sends it straight down to Rook. Some rain falling again. And Rook almost slid into the perimeter fence. And we'll have a boundary throw in MCC members' side. 60 out from Geelong's goal. They're 2 straight. St Kilda 117. And that's on the Penrite Oil scoreboard. Rain is starting to fall heavier now. A lot of ponchos here at the MCG today in the lower terraces. Ball in dispute at ground level. Bartel had his head over it. Could have almost got a free nothing. Selwood went and got the hard one. And that Joel Selwood runs into an open goal. The umpire called advantage. Selwood's kicked it. The players around him stopped. I stopped because we thought it was coming back. He kept going, got the advantage. Geelong get their third. 3 straight 18 to St Kilda 117 Penrite Oil scoreboard.
Well, you've got to appreciate the skill level in the conditions, because it is raining, heavy enough to be a real worry. Greasy conditions, most players keeping their feet well. Look like he's amazing, Joel Selwood, the way he puts the head down whenever he gets tackled and draws those sort of free kicks. But the running goal was a beauty from the tight angle.
Carlton Natural Blondes leading disposal winners for the Cats. 7 to Chapman for St Kilda, 5 to Graham, Hayes and Montagna.
And Jones has gone back to Ablett. I reckon they're using Goddard just as a foil for small patches.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to change it up on him too, Chief, so he doesn't get into a rhythm of knowing who he's on and where he's at.
3 straight 18 Geelong, 117 the Saints. I think we're going to have another bounce here, Doc, for the Toyota Orion V6.
Yeah, just clarifying that Rewalt's had another check with the doctor after that heavy landing, and his spine's still out there. Blake off with a bit of a hit in the stomach. He's just getting his breath back.
Ottens to the back. Ray was taken high, and he won't be given a free kick, and it's going to be thrown up again.
Well, just watching that match up, there you go. Selwood at the moment is running a touch free, so Farron Ray might be his direct opponent.
Gardner down to Lenny Hayes. Kick smothered. Came to Farron Ray. Went back to Baker by hand, and he went back to Dawson by hand. Dawson steps through, and then a left foot ball to the outer side. Revolt in best position. It carried to the back. He just pumps the handball down the line. Mackey's now got to watch the ball carefully, and he took it out of bounds. Half forward for the Saints. Punt road end, southern side.
That's great work, Zach Dawson down there. Just a nice settling touch for him. But boys, this is significant. Last 8 minutes, 12 tackles to St Kilda, Geelong 3.
And an opportunity here for the Saints. They trail by 11 here. And a free kick St Kilda's way. It's Del Santo, 55 metres out, the man on the mark.
Do you get the sense, Chief? I just get a sense that
They're pushing, aren't they?
as the game closes up and gets a bit harder and tougher, the St Kilda are feeling a bit more comfortable.
Del Santo's got the ball too far out for even he. A chipping ball to Hayes. And Hayes unchecked inside 50, 30 out directly in front. But I tell you what, it's windy. He's not the longest kick in the comp. He will get the journey, but it'll be a bit of a struggle.
10-7, the inside 50s in favour of the Saints. You've got to query the Geelong defence there to allow someone like Lenny Hayes to sneak into space.
30 to 35 metres out directly in front. Hayes comes in, kicks to the punt road end, got it. He has got it. Saints have got their second and recovered their start. 2-1-13 trailing Geelong. 3 straight 18 on the Penrite All scoreboard. Hayes gets his first.
I think it's lived up to all expectations the first quarter thus far, Gaz. We've got a very even contest between two great teams.
Yeah, lovely touch kick from Nicky Del Santo. There was looking a bit of a hole. Selwood was probably only about 6 metres in front of Lenny Hayes, but his touch was such that he was able to get it over the top of him. Lenny Hayes, if you backed him for the Norm Smith medal, he's been the player of the first quarter. He has had a very, very big influence, and again, it's all that frantic stuff that happens at the first 10 minutes has gone out of the game, and from that moment on, he has just started to work his way into it.
5 of his 6 possessions, Carlton Natural Blondes, are contested possessions.
The courage to go for that touch kick, Gary.
Yep.
In these conditions, in this game, just extraordinary. To the outer side, Lenny again gets it off to Farron Ray. Back to Jones and back to Hayes.
Oh, it's on behind play, Dawson and Mooney. Gilbert Mooney. A couple of punches worth throwing.
Gets it to Schneider.
A quick flurry from the big cat, let me tell you.
And he goes back to Fisher on the wing.
There's about 98 cameras here today, so they're not going to miss it.
Did you see the combination?
I didn't see any of it, no.
They just gave Stevie Baker one to the guts as he went past too, the big moondog.
Fisher high and wide. Cozzy eased under the footy. And it's going to be thrown in about 40 out from the Saints City in goal. They are 2-1-13. Geelong 3 straight 18.
Joel Corey, I think, has got the job on Lenny Hayes. Has got to tighten up on him.
5-point Geelong lead. Boundary thrown in the attacking punt road 50 of St Kilda. Soccer off the ground by Del Santo. Went nowhere.
Yeah,
Goddard went hard at the ball. Won it. Got the handball to Farron Ray, who looked a little jumpy. He got it away, but immediately tackled were the Saints, and we'll have a ball up on the Saints attacking 50 line at the punt road end. Umpire waiting for the ball to be retrieved. Snyder on the bottom of the pack. Currently 11 degrees here, very cold day in Melbourne. Snowing in some places. Here is Wojcinski in the back half to Milburn, to Ablett, missed him. Ling supporting back up. Ablett, the relay running over the top. Jones couldn't run him down. Ablett got the kick to Varco. Varco didn't go at the ball, Fisher did. He went to ground. Now they pile in on top of the ball. And it's a hard one to retrieve, and we'll have a ball up between wing and half forward for the Cats on the north side. They lead it by 5 points on the Penrite All scoreboard.
Goddard just missed the thumped ball, and Burns didn't. Spun out of a couple of tackles. Got the handball to Ablett, who stands up. Oh, great chase and tackle from Milne, not rewarded. Picked up by Milburn to centre half forward, Lenny Hayes.
He is absolutely slashing this.
Comes across the front and takes a brilliant mark. Then goes to Big Cozzy through the guts with a nice pill.
Here we go, quick.
Cozzy can go further afield to revolt. Harry Taylor comes at him. Did well, Big Harry. Now he's going to be tackled though. Coughed up the ball. It's a disputed footy. Chapman and Revolt sockers it further afield. Milne can pick it up inside 50. Around the body, Milne. Bouncing to the top of the square. No one home for the Saints. They want the boundary line, but Bartel handled it well to Scarlett, who just pumped it straight into the guts of Baker.
Pressure.
He dropped the mark. Off to Del Santo. Left foot inside 50 from Nicky Dowell. Missed the target. And it's going to be thrown in forward pocket.
Well, the tackling of St Kilda, which was the feature, is the thing that's holding him in great stead. They're not getting as far forward, Geelong, when they rebound because of the pressure. Cameron Ling's got to go to Len Hayes and just lock down. Umpires
letting it go, not paying freeze, which is a good thing. Light rain here at the moment. Here's Selwood of Geelong. Picked it up in the back pocket from the boundary throw-in. Drove the ball up the wing. Rourke elevates. Couldn't hold a high mark over the top of Luke Ball, but went in for the hard one. Missed it. Ball ricocheted out to Luke Ball. Bangs it inside 50. Here's Milne. Milne's taken the mark and got a bit of a touch-up from Ling on his way past.
Did he? No 50.
No 50.
He
And
tried
it'll
to
be
milk
a
it.
difficult shot from 40 metres out on the angle.
Tried to milk it. I'll tell you what's not working for Geelong, and that's Steve Johnson. Hasn't touched the footy, has pushed up the ground to try and get some easy possessions, and what that's done is let the St Kilda defence outnumber the Geelong forwards. We saw the long kick go to Rook. He was outnumbered. It comes back quickly, ends up with
To
Milne.
put the Saints in front, Milne with the most difficult set shot of the game so far. Needs a bit of left to right, couldn't make it work, and a minor score. So a 4-point margin now in favour of Geelong. Light rain falling again. That's going to be the order of the day. It's a windy, cold day in Melbourne.
It plays into the hands of Baker, though, if he goes into that midfield. I reckon that's where he'd be more comfortable with Stevie Johnson.
Enright swings it to Scarlett. Back pocket.
Oh, boy.
He gives the handball off to Ling, a dangerous one, then gets it back. Sets Bartel a real task. He's just got to kick a standing barrel.
Torpy.
A great big huge torpy. Ends up with Barco, but he was unable to control it. Just got the footy up by hand, and it came to Fisher. And then to Raf Clark, who's got an available player further afield.
Yes,
The Saints to half forward through Hayes. It carries everyone though, and it's marked by Wojcinski on the paint for the forward 50.
Got no forward presence, Geelong. Right now, they can't penetrate half forward.
Lenny Hayes into double figures, Gaz. 10 Carlton natural blondes.
Yeah, been a good quarter for Lenny. Varco's attempts to win some ball in this quarter haven't been great either. I think the intensity not quite there as Harley on half-back. A short kick sideways finds Bartel. Bartel is on the true half-back, southern stand side of the ground. Goes for a difficult kick into Burns. Getting in the way was Blake. Here comes Gilbert. Didn't quite grab it in one go. Dawson, sharp handball. Luke ball in the middle. Chip kick finds Dempster. Right on the edge of the square at centre half forward. He turns around. Got a heap of players on. Gave it off here. Opportunity McQualter. Gave it to Graham. Had no room to kick. Went really wide to Montagna. Little right foot kick around the corner. Rewalt couldn't hold the mark. He was against two. Couldn't get it done in the end. Mackie under pressure in the back pocket. Just mongrels it out of the 50. But I think it's going to come back at him.
Only just ends up out of play in front of Goddard. So the throw in, 70 out from the Saints goal.
Scarlett, Bartel and Mackie's last three kicks out of the defensive 50 have been punt and hope spirals. No time to set up because they're under pressure. They just had to get it out of the area.
The Saints trail by 4 points, but they're looking really bloody impressive for me. Footy on the deck. Milburn slides in. Gives it off to Corey, who just pumps it down the line. Rook and Fisher. Almost a free kick there to Rook, but Fisher composed himself. Kicked it to half forward. Schneider sits under the footy and takes it. Tried to milk a 50, did Schneider. Now he goes with a left foot ball forward. Revolt and Mackie's a good matchup. The kick just a bit strong. And it's out of bounds.
Carlton natural blondes inside 50s, 17-7 in favour of St Kilda.
Yeah, they're dominating. They just can't hit him. Now Taylor's come off. That's why Mackie goes on to Revolt. They don't want to just save Taylor because they know Revolt's a beast of a runner.
Mackie giving away 9 kilos to Nick Rewald in that battle there. Boundary throw and attacking 50 to Saints. Bartel got a quick kick, but once again under pressure. All he can do is get it out of the area. You heard Gary say that a moment ago. It's been the order of the day. Hawkins was at ground level. He was crashed into by his own man Burns. And a free kick will be paid here and it'll go the way of St Kilda. He sat on it, Tom. He sucked it in and didn't spit it out. And as a result, Blake's got a free on the wing. Gives it off to Goddard around the back. Goddard with a short kick finds Luke Ball. Playing quite well at the moment, Luke Ball. What's he had?
7 Carlton natural blondes.
Under siege they are. Geelong right now under siege.
Luke Ball will send it inside 50 with a high one. Rewald's got to beat 3.
Oh.
3 Geelong players in the air. No one on the deck. Farron Ray picks it up. Left foot around the corner.
Great
Didn't
kick.
go for goal. Centering ball. Milne's there. Milne or Snyder. Snyder's mark it was going to play on almost. And has hurt his back in his attempts to mark. And he'll line up from 25 metres out on the 45-degree angle.
Well, when you've had that much of the footy forward, you've got to get in front on the scoreboard. This is a critical kick for St Kilda. Adam Schneider missed an absolute lay-down soda early in the quarter when he ran into an open goal. This one must go through. St Kilda have to get some reward on the scoreboard.
Living up to the close game we expected. This to put the Saints in front for the first time at the 28-minute mark. Snyder comes in from 25 metres out. He's got it.
Bang.
Saints have hit the front by 2 points. 28 minutes into the first quarter. And the boys in the back row have been saying the Saints are on guard here. Penrite or scoreboard, they lead it by 2.
Well, Bristleguts, 18 inside 50s to 7. 18-7, Chieftain. That is a really dominant statistic, yet it's taken them 28 minutes to get in front. I'd go as far as to say that they are smashing. Geelong at the moment. Like for the last 15 minutes, they have smashed them, yet haven't had scoreboard result. Really worried about this Geelong forward line. They need to get together at quarter time.
Yeah, those inside 50s have come in the last 20 minutes, 14-2. Geelong forward line, Cam Mooney, 1 kick for a goal. Max Rook, 1 kick for a goal. Steve Johnson, no touches. Varco, 1 handball for no result. They're getting nothing out of those players.
14-2. Ouch!
That's unbelievable, Jim.
That's inside 50s we're talking about.
In the last 20 minutes.
Now, they need to get... That forward line right now is reactive. They haven't been able to penetrate. And the other thing, the pressure coming out of defence is huge.
Here comes Lenny Hayes. Look at the game of football this boy's playing. Sticks it down the throat of Jones on the outer side. They are impressive at the moment, the Saints. Long ball forward from Jones. Milne gets held onto. Cozzy has a run at it. Harry Taylor gets it held to him. Ball goes to the outer side. Kaczynski smashed into Wojcinski. And it's going to be a ball thrown in. 55 out from the St Kilda's punt road end goal with 45 seconds left in the first term.
Goddard snuck forward again, boys. Just playing almost out of the square with no opponent.
Got a bit of round 14 all over at the moment. The intensity enormous here at the moment. The Saints are really smacking it in. Ablett got a high tackle. Umpire didn't see the first part of that. Bartel won it. Had to be precise to Rook, wearing him like a glove. Was Fisher. Rook got to his feet. Banged a high ball. Here's Chapman. In they come. Dawson went over the top, knocked at the ground. Off hands. Gilbert took the ball. Caught in the tackle. Here's Fisher backing up. Might have been Dempster. In fact, it was. Gave it to Goddard. Got it back from Ray. Goddard over the top. Here's Dawson to Ray. Ray in the middle of the G.
Great effort.
Siren sounds. Cracking game of football. Saints were belted early in the opening 5 and owned the last 25. And as a result, they lead it by 2 points at quarter time. St Kilda 3-2-20, Geelong 3 straight 8.
That quarter, the titanium caravans stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up. The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Load up on landscaping at Bunnings Trade.
It is St Kilda at the moment, leading it by 2 points, JB. Thanks to Vodafone, Triple M rocks footy.
Ball thrown in the air. And Ottens is able to take it out of there. Sort of fumbled the handball as he tried to get it to Enright. And big Ottens gets it back to Corey on this occasion. He tumbles it out. Eventually Bartel is able to standing start kick inside 50. They come back with courage to the Saints defenders, but Corey able to get hold of the footy. Then he was wrapped up in a ferocious St Kilda tackle. It's spiked out of there. Goddard has it held to him by Bartel, and we're going to have a bounce at centre half forward for the Cats as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, Stevie Baker bravely went into that contest, Gary, and got cleaned up. He's up on his feet looking for his opponent, but just taking deep breaths.
The Toyota are in V6. Look at that. Otten's got a piece of it, knocked it down. Rafael Clark got it immediately. It goes out towards Joel Selwood. Tries to pick it up cleanly. Remember, it's wet and slippery. Got wrapped up in a tackle. McQualter went and got the ball, but a free kick will go the way of Graham with a tackle.
They are tackling their way into a very good position. You can strip all the other stuff back. Their tackling is the stuff that has got them where they are right now.
Jason Dunstall, your thoughts?
So that pressure is exactly what we spoke about first half of the season. They became renowned for it, and they've brought it today.
High ball to half forward. Cozzy couldn't hang on. There's Hayes again. Another clever little win as Gardner helps it on its way with a soccer. Likewise, Rewalt, but was under James Kelly pressure. Ball comes to ground. Remember, St Kilda kicking to the city end in this second quarter, and at the moment they've got it locked inside there. Attacking 50. Let's go to Doc for the Orient V6.
Yeah, just at the end of the first quarter, Paul Chapman got heavily corked when Zach Dawson came over and that spoiled Brian. A quarter time, Chapman had a lot of work on the right thigh.
Umpire's throwing the ball up. Del Santo went through without the ball, and Bartel was taken high, but it's going to go to Nicky Dell.
Yeah, well, maybe in an attempt to balance the ledger, they've just gone too hard in the tackle. This is a Carlton natural blind one that you can take anywhere. Tackles in the midfield, St Kilda 19, Geelong 12. They are turning the footy over, putting pressure on. It's what got them to that 20-win season in the home and away, and it's back.
Del Santo from outside 50 to the city end. Take a very, very good kick from here. He sits it up with a low one. Marking players needed. The fist away came from the big ruckman from Geelong, Brad Ottens, and are behind the result. 3-3-21 Saints. 3 straight 18 Geelong. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
Mackie to kick the ball back into play from the city end for Geelong.
Body language, Bristol, look out there. I just reckon the Saints are on their toes here, and the Cats have got their heads down a bit.
I agree with you totally as Mackie sends a high ball. Hawkins got a leap over. Took a big specky, Hawkins, at half-back, but he'll be run down. He got the kick away. It wasn't great. It was meant for Chapman. In fact, it was gobbled up by Goddard through the middle of the ground. Goddard rams it inside 50. Up goes Taylor on Rewalt. Knocked it down. Kelly was good.
Look at him.
Handball was iffy. They got it to Scala. Dempster tackles him. Throws him to ground. Got him high. And Scala will get a
tackle to
free.
St Kilda. St Kilda free kick, yep.
Going to go the other way.
He used an elbow.
Put the elbow in. There you go. Put the elbow into the head.
We
the
watched the
umpire
ace
said
of Gemstone,
of Matty
Brian.
Scarlett.
He got tackled. I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, as he got tackled,
A player saw it,
he
not
went
another player.
he went to fend off and got the elbow under the throat. This is what he's in the side for, this man, to lay tackles in the forward 50.
Dempster from 35 metres out on the 45-degree angle. As the result of a controversial one, he's put it through the middle. Did not deviate 1 inch. St Kilda are kicking away here. 4-3-27, Geelong 3 straight 18 on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
Chief, it's only 9 points. It is desperate times.
Feels like 5 goals.
They have kicked 4 of the last 5. It is a desperate time of the season, and the premiership's up for grabs right here. There's got to be a response, and it's got to come from that forward half of the ground because they are impotent at the moment, the Geelong forwards.
Kicked the last 3 goals in a row, Ash.
That's right for Carl Natural Blondes. And BT, the Clangers, mate, 17 to Geelong, 7 to St Kilda.
Yeah, most of those clangers coming because of the immense pressure that St Kilda are able to apply whenever the Cats get their hands on the footy.
4-3-27 Saints, 3 straight 18 Cats. Gardner brilliantly down, but Goddard dispossessed. Corey out of there, kicked it straight into Ottens. Inside 50 he goes. One-on-one battle with Hawkins. Dawson went without it. Coming through then was Gilbert. Taken in a Chapman tackle. He released the footy out of play. And deep punt road end, there will be a thrown-in ball.
Maybe Ottens has just got to go stand in the goal square, give him something to shoot at, but they've got to get some dangerous structure.
Boundary throw-in. Ottens again with Gardner. Neither player able to get to the ball. And I think it was Gardner in the end who socketed it back out of play.
Jones remains with Ablett, so the crossover there with Goddard may have been by chance. If it was fortuitous, if it was a planned move, very nice early in the game.
Punt road attacking 50 for the Geelong side. Boundary throw in 20 metres around from their goal. Otten did well over the back to Corey. Corey's handball not so good. Selwood had to go and get it, couldn't win it. Here's Ablett. He was over it. Gilbert got hold of him. Free kick Ablett. They thought he played for it a little. But never had possession. You can hear the umpire.
At the other end, exactly the same.
Marks in the forward half of the ground, boys. St Kilda 14, Geelong 1. They've taken 1 mark in the forward half of the ground.
Free kick to Ablett, directly in front, 50 metres out.
Tough kick to go the journey from there.
Really tough. So he'll kick it from the line. Rewalt's on the mark. Ablett winds up. Right on the 50, won't get there. Fall 10 metres short, such is the wind. Fisher marks, runs away with the ball. Handball to Del Santo. Montagna at ground level was tackled. Turned it over, gave it to Hawkins. Chapman from 50, launches to the punt road end, won't get there. Gardner touches it right on the line. I thought he'd misjudged it for a moment. And a minor score. 3-1-19 Geelong, 4-3-27 St Kilda. Fox Sports scoreboard.
Del Santo 8 possessions, Cameron Ling 3. He's got a big leg rope, Cameron Ling, on Del Santo at the moment.
He was just in the hands of the trainers too, Nicky Dell. A little bit sore.
Blake got it off to Gilbert. He left foots it down the line. Corey got to the front but dropped the mark. Enright at the back. Needs to be clean, and he was. Picked it up but then went to ground. Shoveled the handball to Ling. Ling on the wing. Gets it to Corey. Beautiful kick from Corey. Hits Mooney. Centre half forward, Mooney to Varco. Nowhere near as good a kick. Into a nest of Saints. Good hard lick put on Varco by Graham. And then he stepped around in Lou Graham. Goes down the line to the lumbering big boy. It's picked up now by Gardner. Left foot to half forward. Cozzy off the leash. Runs around. High inside 50. Dempster at the back's not going to get to him. And marked by Harry Taylor.
Harry Taylor takes the mark at St Kilda by 8 points. Here it comes out the north side. Ling's got it at half back. Burns says, come on, give it to me. I'm on the wing. He did, but he couldn't mark it. couldn't control it either. He left Luke Ball behind though. Burns picks it up, runs the full journey. The kick to Rook. Rook, beautiful body movement. Did well to take the mark. 70 metres out from the punt road end. Rook, a sloppy kick into the man on the mark in Blake. Mackey went low and hard. He was tackled and will have a ball up. 55 metres out from Geelong's goal. Orion V6 Doc.
Trying to, sorry, Doc.
And Nick Dalsano off Gary after that heavy hit. He's just a bit sore. Chapman also getting more work on his thigh.
Trying to manufacture something going forward. They're really desperate, so they're trying to pinpoint passes. Mooney tried to hit Varco as their main marking target. They're in disarray.
Knocked out of there to Goddard. Step through. Kick down the wing. Milne's just got to make a contest. Got a fist away. Milburn went to ground. Revolt couldn't pick it up. McQualter got in his way. Montagne's hands were great. Thumping handball there from Ball. Gets to the tip rat Milne. He can run the whole way and kick a goal. Doesn't want to have a second bounce. Goes the dribbler, the tip rat. I'm not sure what he was thinking about. And it's going to come to Scarlett, who'll go out wide to Mooney.
I think he might have run out of juice in the tank and he didn't have enough strength to kick it in the end. It went all the way along the ground without any pressure in front of him.
Could be pivotal. They're not playing well enough to capitalise on it, but that might be just some psychological lift they need, because to me they look really flat now. They look like they've sort of got out a bit of a lead now. All of a sudden they're not handling the pressure and the tackling.
He just needed to take some juice out of it a bit and just sort of regain his composure there, Milne, but he couldn't. The kick is intercepted here by Graham. Went hard and low did Scarlett. He tries to win the ball out. He does effectively now. An opportunity to be picked up here. And it's another St Kilda tackle at half forward. We'll see it locked in. And we'll ball it up at true half forward for the Saints.
I think one thing we need to take into account, St Kilda, it must have taken its toll, the intense effort that they put defensively in the first quarter and a bit, so they've got to have a little lull at some stage.
Milburn's kick high into the centre. Fisted away from Mooney. Ground level ball. Burns tried to get it to Selwood. Rook went smashing in but went without the pill. Here's Ablett. They're going backwards by hand here, the Cats. It's now in the forward 50 for the Saints. Smashing tackle, releases it to Milne. He steps around to McQualter, who runs in and misses. From 15 out.
That would have been the passage of play that typifies a premiership win. Immense tackling that forced the ball backwards 40 metres in Geelong's hands. Creates the spill and then sets up an open goal, but that's the second one. Schneider in the first quarter, McQualter in the second, missing regulation, run into an open goal shot.
Fox Sports scoreboard. It is St Kilda by 9 points. Harry Taylor in the back pocket sends a high ball up the half-back flank. Dempster punches it forward. Here's Montagna in low in front of the MCC members. Got a handball off to Goddard. Beautiful hands by Goddard. Fast handball on here to McQualter. McQualter another chance. Tackle from behind by Enright, but kicked it and got it to Milne on the lead. And Milne has marked 30 out on a 45 angle.
They are dominating Geelong like they haven't been dominated for a long time yet. They sit at just 9 points ahead, so they've got to make them pay with expected. Don't forget, maybe hail in the second half. You open a 3 or 4 goal lead in this first half as it really starts to rain.
Yeah, rain starting to fall again as Milne comes in from 30 metres out and has missed.
Oh, no.
Missed a real easy one from a guy that kicks them pretty easily. And it's a 10-point lead now for St Kilda to the city end. And the rain is falling again.
Couple of real nervous attempts from the tip rat Milne. Kick in, broken up by Rewalt. They just can't get it out of the defensive area at the moment, the Cats. It's held in at about 50. And they come smashing in from all directions. And the umpire thought about blowing the whistle. I reckon he will now.
You hit the nail on the head, Jim. When's the last time you saw that real free running movement out of the Geelong defence? The frontal pressure has been enormous from the Saints.
Blake down. Hayes, who's been quieter in this second term, spun a handball out of there. Jones in some space, just needs to get it to the top of the square. Revolt at the back, works his way to the front, fist to the front. Milne went to ground, unable to release the footy. They want holding the ball to the Cats fans, and they're going to get it.
Let it go, Stephen, let it go.
Stevie Johnson, boys.
50, that's silly.
50 for Ablett against Milne.
Silly from Milne. Silly from Milne. Steve Johnson yet to touch the ball in this grand
has
final.
played nearly the entire match thus far.
So nothing at all for
Not
Steve
a
Johnson.
touch.
No. And Milne, Schneider, Milne, those 3 goals that they've missed then in the last 2 minutes are going to become a talking point.
They are. Ablett from the middle of the ground to centre half forward. In front as Rook couldn't mark it. Fisher went one-handed, neither could he. Here's Rafal Clark, here's Stevie J. Tries to tap the ball, missed that. Farron Ray picked it up, advances it to the wing along the ground, but Mackey's there.
No.
Fumble, Little, then sock it out towards the boundary line. Kept it in play for Dempster as well. An opportunity for McWalter in low. He couldn't get it. And we've got a ball up right in front of the Geelong bench here. Still no touch for Stevie J.
Yeah, watch here, Kaczynski move off. Just try to take Scarlett, isolate Revolt.
King worked it down. Selwood picked it up. Got the handball forward to Hawkins. Little one to Wojcinski, who had a fumble. Handball forward, and really to no one in particular. Selwood followed it up brilliantly.
Well done.
Can he pick it up? He can. Feeds it to Ling on his wrong side. Taken in a tackle. Bouncing ball. Burns. Goal.
Joel Selwood.
Brilliant.
Burns kicks his first. And against the run of play, the Cats fourth. 4-1-25. St Kilda 4-5-29. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
That's probably the story of the day thus far. We're getting a committed team effort from St Kilda, and you're getting intermittent individual efforts of brilliance from some of the Cats stars on that occasion. Joel Selwood pushing the ball forward, running through a couple of flimsy defensive efforts. Raph Clark, one of those, and then feeding it off to Ling.
Orient V6 Doc.
Yeah, Ref Clark off the ground. Brian limped heavily through the interchange gates, downstairs with the doctor. The right side again, same soreness that he had last week. Right knee, right upper calf.
Because this rain's going to come, it's going to stay. It might be a 10 or 12 goal game that wins it to you. St Kilda got to deal with the psychological impact of not taking chances early.
Can't believe they can keep going at this pace. They're going to be absolutely knackered come the second half, these two mobs. Free kick in the middle will go with Snyder. Snyder's got the free kick right in the middle as the rain continues to fall at the G. Crowd don't care. They're here, 100,000 of them. Doesn't matter about the rain. As in front, an opportunity to knock the ball away was Milburn. Got it to the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Half forward for the Saints on the southern stand side of the ground.
Carlton Natural Blondes, Geelong winning the contested ball 20-12. Hayes just the one stat this quarter.
Starting to come down now, the rain. Ball thrown in. Ottens to the ground. Wojcinski head over it. Goddard had a second bite at a sliding ball. Bashed it forward. Here's Stevie J in the back half. Steps through a couple of tackles. Gone holding the ball all day long.
That was his first possession, and it wasn't a possession. All it is now is a free kick against.
How good is Luke Ball going, boys? How hard is he tackling? His pressure at the ball carry is enormous.
Little kick looking for Snyder. Had 2 bites at it, 3 bites at it. Eventually fisted away by Milburn. The tackling ferocious from the Saints. Wojcinski got it off. Kelly got a little handball to Ottens. He's got to sort of possess the footy and go across the face of goal to Burns. Jones with him. Burns has a little fumble, and then the football's out of play.
They cannot get it out of their back half, Geelong, with any freedom at all, and that is a massive credit. Albert's gone forward, so Raph Clark is, or Gilbert rather, is minding him. So Jones goes to Burns. I would change Mooney. I'd get Hawkins off, go a bit smaller, leave some space with the wet weather, mix it up.
Raph Clark having a bit of a mini fitness test on the boundary line. How does he look, Doc?
Yeah, he's improving, Brian. They're going to probably strap the knee that he had strapped last week. He's got strapping on his calf. I think this is a separate problem.
9 minutes remaining in the second quarter here. It's a 4-point lead with St Kilda at the moment. 4-5-29 to Geelong, 4-1-25 Fox Sports scoreboard.
Chapman goes to full forward off the bench. I like it. Something different.
Gary Lyon, Danny Frawley and Jason Dunstall in the box. A free kick will go St Kilda's way here on the wing. And it will go
Stevie J.
to Luke Ball.
He's loving this sort of game, Luke Ball.
Luke Ball gives the handball to Goddard. Goddard goes inside 50. Rewalt gets up, got both hands for it, couldn't hold the mark. It comes to ground. Kelly bursting play. Got it to Ling. He was under pressure again. No fluency. All he could do was kick the ball wide. But this time it's not going to go out of bounds. It's picked up by Graham in front of the members. High ball back into Rewalt. Taylor in front end right there as well. Rewalt keeps his feet. Ball comes to Snyder. Left foot snap missed. Snyder missed the goal. It was a difficult one. 4-6-30. 5-point St Kilda lead. Rain still falling. Geelong 4-1-25 Fox Sports scoreboard.
Kick into Scarlett. Over the top, Wojcinski. They're going to corral him back to Scarlett. His little ball will work to Varco, but he's at half back. Slips it over the top. Blake comes at Corey. Smashes it out of play.
Again, Jimmy boy. 16-minute mark. Rain coming. Lots more. It's 4 goals to 4. That's what Geelong are taking out of this at the moment, because they've been smashed around and dominated, yet they still only trail by 5 points.
Going to get to you in a second, Doc, on Chappie, as I think we're going to have a second bounce here. So for the Toyota Orient V6, Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Chappie isn't full forward, but those at the ground, look closely, he's got heavy strapping on that right cork thigh, so not moving all that well. The rain's been much heavier this quarter.
Ball up on the outer wing. An opportunity here for a contest in the air. Kelly was able to spoil Milne. It comes to ground, pushed away by Kelly. And James Kelly sees it over the boundary line about 55 metres out from St Kilda City end. We'll throw it in.
Now, Raf Clark's come on, Brian. Isolate Raf Clark. We've got to get something happening, Geelong. He's going to the back half.
Oh, and he's going to fullback on Chappie. I wouldn't have thought that's where they want him.
Chappie, get to the square right now.
11 degrees at the moment and a 5-point lead here at the moment with St Kilda. Geelong in this quarter, a goal apiece. Both St Kilda and Geelong, and it's going to be one of these games. You get the feeling round 14 may well be revisited here in the second half.
Ablett, the full forward, so they've gone small. Ablett, Chapman, both that deep in the forward line.
Free kick Geelong.
Again, you'll be in the book, okay? Free kick to Ottens.
That's McBurney speaking to the ruckman in Gardner. Be in the book if you do it again. Here's Enright from the defensive 50, goes out wide. Scarlett's got a one-on-one here. He's got to win this, and he does. Sockers it off the ground, but wearing him like a glove. An opportunity here for Dempster to see it over the boundary line between the gates. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the true wing, north side of the ground. This one's poised for a beauty. Rain still falling. Wind is blowing. And it's a 5-point St Kilda lead.
It was half a knee from Gardner up the backside that umpire McBurney warned him against.
He does battle here with Ottens. Hayes came in as well. And they hover over the footy, Ottens and Hayes. And we're going to have it up again.
Carlton Natural Blondes inside 50s, 29-12 in favour of St Kilda.
That's an incredible margin, isn't it? Even with 7 minutes to go.
Work to ground. No one able to get clean possession till Bartel did brilliantly well. To half forward go the Cats. They all go to ground. Rook taken high, surely will get a free kick on the 50.
Ablett in the goal square wrestling at the moment with Gilbert. So they went small with Chapman and Burns. So they have mixed it up.
Rook sits it up for Ablett.
He's been
held surely, and will get a free.
That was a clever kick. All Max Rook did was look, where can I kick it to Ablett, one out? I don't care anything else other than getting it to him, one out against Gilbert. He found that space, and then Gilbert put the arms around him and hung on.
They had to do something down here, and at least they've been proactive about it. They've got to put some pressure on the St Kilda defence.
If this goes through, they will lead this game, Geelong.
That's bizarre.
Extraordinary. Kick on the way is good. 5-1, 31 Cats. 4-6, 30 Saints. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
Well, they had to spud the Chieftain, and
Yes.
what it does, mate, is it changes the mindset of that whole St Kilda defence.
Yeah, but how can you be in front when you're down 29-13 inside 50s?
I'll tell you how. Milne runs in and misses an open goal. Schneider misses an open goal. Milne misses from an easy set shot. Dempster misses from an easy set shot. You don't take what we say.
Have a look at the scoreboard. It's 4-6 to 5-1.
Early this morning, or was it early today, we said, you got to kick goals. You don't take your chances. You're not gonna, now, this is back at level pegging when St Kilda have smashed Geelong.
Geelong by a point, the wind blowing like a trooper.
Has gone to Ablett at full forward.
And now we're getting some real continuous rain. It looks like it's set in as Hayes got the clearance out of the middle with a left foot high ball. Down to Rewalt, punched away by Taylor. Been the order of the day in that battle. In they go low and hard. No win for John Rewalt. Beautiful handball to Graham around the corner, and there's another miss.
Ooh.
There's another miss for the jittery in front of goals. Saints at the moment, they are now level, 31 apiece.
They build, the pressure builds, everyone you miss.
Yeah.
Don't forget Ablett and Jones, the only players inside Geelong's forward 50. Good coaching, Mark Thompson.
Enright kicked to himself, but then kicked it out of bounds on the full. No, it was touched. So it's going to, of course, because he kicked to himself. So it's going to be thrown in about 70 out from Geelong's City end goal. Gardner works on Blake. Ball to the front. Corey came away. Off to Selwood. Interrupted brilliantly by Montagna. He was taken to ground, got a little kick away. Harry Taylor needs to be careful last line. Picked it up, wants to handball the footy. Did so to Scarlett. They cough it up. Through comes Revolt. He couldn't possess the footy. Scarlett again with an underground handball. Taylor's just got to thump it by hand to Varco. His kick out of there is high. Fisher goes one-on-one with Rook. Big Tommy Hawkins as well. And on the wing, there'll be a boundary throw-in.
And not bad coaching either by Mark Thompson. Raf Clark probably most vulnerable. He's put him on Tom Hawkins, a man that is not a big possession winner, so just shielding him a bit.
Doc, it's constant now, that rain for the Orient V6.
Yeah, the breeze is still a factor, Brian. That's just greasy conditions with the rain non-stop.
Harry Taylor refusing to kick the ball in the last line of defence, getting the Cats into trouble. Now we've got a resultant ball up on the neutral wing on the southern stand side, right on the Orient V6 logo.
So the other thing that's happened, Gaz, is this quarter, Bartell's gone to Lenny Hayes, and it's had an impact. Lenny Hayes isn't dominating the way he did in the first term, just 2 touches in the second quarter.
Oh boy, you get the feeling we're going to watch one of the real close grand finals in recent history. 31 points apiece at the moment, and we've got 5 1/4 minutes in the half remaining as Montagna come through, got a quick kick forward, and the mark is taken by Milburn at half back.
Taken Hawkins has taken Ralph Clark to full forward, so expose your most suspect defender.
Corey went to ground, but he forgot to mark the ball. It spills to Graham, who gave it straight back to Corey. Corey to Mooney. Mooney upended and he got the handball back to Corey. Beautiful poise from Corey, found Chapman. Chapman marks, turns around, goes inside 50. Rourke, up went Fisher, knocked the ball to ground. Baker's there, he's under enormous pressure. They tackle him. Hawkins went on top of it, got to spin it out now. He'll be pinged for holding the ball. No, he won't. The umpire lets it go. Hawkins gets back to his feet, and this is going to be a locked-in ball at the Geelong punt road end of the ground. 31 points apiece, rain falling. Big day today at the G.
23 minutes gone, second term. All tied up. Hayes had an arm held. Graham went and got it, kicked it off his shin. Chapman dived on top of the footy, and it's not going anywhere. Bounce 45 out.
He has really, look, we're used to Jimmy Bartell getting a lot of the ball. He's still had 11 possessions, but he's gone the lockdown job on Lenny Hayes. He is just giving him nothing.
Del Santo third up. Blake got the handball to Corey, who's having a bit of it, to Chapman. Don't argue. And then the handball to Mackie on the wing. Forward now to Milburn. Milburn high inside 50 on the left. Rourke being held. Dawson goes back and takes a chest mark. Now he's got to be careful with the footy. Kicked it straight to Hawkins, who snaps a goal. Unbelievable nervousness in the back half from Zach Dawson. And it's a sausage for the Cats, who bang it out to a 6-point lead.
Kicked 3 goals in a row, Geelong. How?
Well, it's been look, it's not even stunning. It is just a St Kilda team, and this is the key to this. It's 1966 since they've won a flag. They start a little shakily. They settle. They dominate. They have running shots at goal. They miss. Rain starts to pour. They're thinking, we should have got the score on the board. Then Geelong go bang, bang, bang. All that confidence they had early, that doubt is growing into a monster.
Lee Matthews has always said the biggest thing in football is scoreboard pressure.
I'll tell you right
whether
now, boys,
you've got it there or whether you haven't.
We just saw the ace of Gemstone. It hit the post, the kick from Tom Hawkins.
When you saw Hawkins, he didn't look confident.
No. It hit the post clearly.
Out of the middle they come. Opportunity for Chapman. Chapman lines up another goal. Geelong have gone forward and kicked 4 in a row. Geelong have kicked 4 in a row here against all of the odds. At the 3.5 minute mark to go in the second quarter, Geelong have kicked their 4th through Chapman. And the score is 7-1. 43 to St Kilda. 4-7. 31 Fox Sports scoreboard.
Goals versus points.
Yeah, it's amazing, Chief. It is the most basic thing, but it is amazing. Listen, Burns, Ablett, Chapman, small to medium forwards. Change the structure up a little bit. What this is at the moment is a victory for the Geelong players who are prepared to accept different roles. Righto, Ablett goes forward, mightn't get 35, but he kicks a goal. Bartell goes to Hayes, kicks a goal, and that ball from Hawkins hit the post as clear as day.
We've seen another replay, and we hope that doesn't prove the difference on a day when it looks like the scores will be tight.
Selwood got it off to Ablett, who took on the tackler, then gave it to Wojcinski in the middle. 12-point lead to the Cats. High to half forward, Burns runs under it, Ralph Clark, good fist away. Graham's able to possess the footy. Handball over the top to Big King. He just kicks a torp down the line. Revolt sits under it. Fisted away by Taylor. Schneider works at their feet. Gives it off to Graham. Around the body, Revolt in good position here. It bounces off his shoulder. And the football goes out of play. Deep City end. This is a total reverse, Gary, of last year.
The Cats kicked 6-12 till half-time last year and cost themselves a grand final. They've kicked 7 goals, 1 this year.
And the Saints are 4-7 the other way. Football inside their forward 50 at the moment. Ablett taken in a Jones tackle. Got it off to Bartell. He just kicks it down the line. Graham and or Del Santo are able to raffle this footy. Nicky Dowell, nice little ball. Gets it to Joey Montagna right on the 50.
They need one, obviously. Joe Montagna, settle, steady, wind up. Be a hell of a kick from here, but boy, is there some doubts. But if you're a St Kilda fan, don't panic. Don't panic. They've had enough of the footy.
Montagna, set shot. He has hit it very badly. It's going to land about 30 out. Fist away from the Geelong defence. Farron Ray's taken the ball. The tip rat Milne was wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire's going to bounce it 25 out from the Saints City end goal.
7-1-43 Geelong. St Kilda 4-7-31. Fox Sports scoreboard. We've got a ball up 25 metres out here from the St Kilda goal. Rewalt does the ruck work. Knocks it down. Trying to get the own free kick. Will go Geelong's way. Against Stephen King. And it'll be a free kick to Mark Blake. Handball out the back door. Starting to get some loose ball out wide now. Geelong off their half-back line. This kick won't be good though. Goddard going back with the ball. Took a wonderful mark.
Great effort. That's what the grand finals need.
Pouring rain and it's getting really dark from where the rain's coming, so there's a lot more to come. Dempster knocks the ball to the ground. Wojcinski arrived first. Been impressed with his attack on the ball today. Ball comes out. Cats. Bit of run. Here's Chapman. Defence at 50. Brilliant smother by King getting back to his feet. Former teammates. Milburn picks it up. It seems they have more options at the moment, the Cats. The ball goes wide. Hawkins kicking, committed to the mark down low. Probably should have kept his feet instead. It comes to Goddard. Goddard, a ball inside 50. Rewalt couldn't mark. Harry Taylor was there. In smacks Kelly. Kelly did really well. Tries to back out with the back with the ball, and he did so. Blake involved as well. Had it stolen here, the Cats. And a ball up a result. No, it won't. The umpire calls play on in this situation. And I think eventually we'll get a ball up, JB.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. And I tell you what, some boys have got their hands on their heads. It is pulsating.
And it's not going to get any easier, Jim. But St Kilda boys would also know they're not going to hand a grand final of Premiership Cup to us. They'll rue missed opportunities, but half-time will be a very important time, period.
To the players' feet. Picked up by Rewalt. Kick partially smothered. A couple of Cats fall on top of it. And finally it comes out. Jones! A snap from Clinton Jones has bounced through.
Tell you what, the Geelong players are protesting with the umpire about something.
It might be an even or upright.
Very, very necessary goal there from Jones. Only his 9th of the season. And it is 5-7-37 to 7-1-43. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
There's plenty going on out there, Chieftain, too, at the moment. What are they protesting about?
I think they're claiming touched off the boot.
Well, the Jack Hawkins one.
It wasn't.
I've heard it. Darren, I've heard, okay?
It bounced off the post, so it would have been maybe poetic justice, but it wasn't. Did look okay on the ACGM zone. Super important goal. Needed it before half-time. 29 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. 6 points the margin.
Down by 6 they are, as Gary says. We're back in the middle here. And on the clock at the moment with the 6-point margin. It's going to be just 45 seconds remaining. Here's Kelly off half-back, some free ball. Runs and punches it to half-forward. Stevie J, has he had a touch yet, Ash?
No, he hasn't for Carlton.
Nothing in the grand final for the player of the year, or some would say the most important Geelong player. Stevie Johnson to half-time. We're almost there. Del Santo's running kick to Graham is good. He marks on the logo. Back to Fisher. We've got 20 seconds left. St Kilda go deep into attack. Here's Rewalt and Kaczynski. They both keep their feet. Supper off the ground. Kaczynski's got it.
All tied up, Brian.
Kaczynski has kicked the goal. Off the ground.
All tied up.
Scores level. 9 seconds remaining. I tell you what, the chances of a draw today are real. 9 seconds remaining to the first half. And it is a draw. 43 points apiece.
Another free kick.
Another shot. A free kick to Snyder. It'll be 2 goals, and Milburn said, "You're cheating now." Snyder kicks it. So a free kick after the goal was kicked initially results in a double kicking goal. Oh boy, wowee, Gary.
Brian.
Come on, what is this?
I can't
What
believe
was
it.
it for?
He said a forearm to the head.
Four under the head.
Let's have a look at Milburn. First of all, the goal was no worries at all from Justin Kaczynski off the ground. Wet weather, kick it long to the square, get a contest, never know what can happen. And now Milburn protested it was a touch. Doesn't appear to be, and we're watching on the Acer Gemstone right now. And
We didn't get to see it.
the camera work not great just there. But McBurney, it's against Milburn, a forearm to the head, they said. Full. Siren will go any minute here.
Bad blue.
It is right on the death knock of half-time, and the Saints have kicked 3 in a row to lead it by 6 points. Ball in the air. It's a powder keg on half-time. Through comes Goddard, went without it, siren. Listen to the fans. They've gone feral. 7-7-49 Saints. 7-1-43 Geelong. That's the half-time score.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Load up on landscaping at Bunnings Trade. For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Shut up. The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Thanks to Vodafone, Triple M rocking football. Ball up here, half forward for the Cats. To the city end, rain has dissipated somewhat. Umpire lets it go. Big stack of players. Eventually we have to ball it up. Cold conditions, rain has gone. We heard the senior forecaster, Stephen King, say that it'll be here all day, in and out. And we also heard him mention just time to take a toilet break. Unusual thing for a senior forecaster to say. Handball comes out wide. Here's Mackie. At half forward, got a quick kick away. It falls to the advantage of Burns. Couldn't mark it. Stevie J with his first touch. Bangs it up inside 50. A high ball that only travelled 15 metres in length. Picked up here by Gilbert. He was dispossessed. Geelong crack in. It's 15 metres out from their city goal. And we will have a ball up the Geelong forward 50.
Like that set up for the Cats in the forward line. Hawkins at least competed, so the ball came to ground, and then Chapman was able to put great tackling pressure on.
Stevie J gets pushed off it by Baker. Rook Witten got it. Handball broken up by Baker, and his kick finds Graham around the body. Jason Graham, long for Revolt, holds Taylor off. One hand couldn't take the mark. Goes back to try and find the footy on the ground. The gentleman, Jim Kelly's dispossessed, and Bartel.
Oh, that's a tough decision.
That's a free kick against Kelly.
He didn't have much say in what was going on, James Kelly.
McWalter at half-back for the Saints.
McWalter will drive it down the line in front of the interchange bench. Gardner in front. Hands weren't strong enough. Knocked away by Ottens. Ablett sees it over the line. Will throw it in right in front of Doc for the Orion V6. Doc?
Yeah, no rain, as you said, Brian. The big cloud's still on the way, according to Jill Lindsay. And at the moment, Luke Ball, he's had a fair bit of blood rule work at half-time. He's got his nose all fixed up on the bench, padded up.
Boundary throw in on the centre wing here. Even the boundary umpire's throw in fell a little short because of the wind. Ablett was able to pick it up. Goddard sort of predicted it was going to go to Selwood, and it didn't. So Ablett was able to drive the ball to Mooney. Couldn't hold the double glover. Dawson under pressure, got it to Rafael Clark. He was under pressure. His handball went to a ground as a result. And now Rook's in there. Stepping out of trouble was Mackie. Beautiful handball to Mooney. 55 out. No one in the goal square. All he needs is a good bounce. And it's just offline to the left-hand side and a minor score. 7-2-44 Geelong. St Kilda 7-7-49 Trading Post scoreboard.
Mackie up onto the wing, just had a couple of important touches early.
Is it just my imagination, Gaz? There are some boys in the back half for the Saints. Real Ian and Brucey Nankervis.
Yeah, well, that's why you've got to have a competitive forward line to ask the question. On their own terms, they're very, very strong and sure. You've got to have some competitors down there.
Gilbert runs from half-back, sits it to half-forward. Revolt's got a fly from the side, brought it to the front. Ablett went without it. Kelly didn't. Smashed it, though, straight into Schneider. And then to Lenny Hayes. Bounced it to half-forward. Corey Enright's back there. Off to Milburn. Milburn settles down and goes out wide for Bartel.
Bartel's got the ball on half-back. A little chipping kick over the top to Selwood, who goes on his knees to take the mark on the southern stand centre wing. It's a 5-point St Kilda lead. Short present-up lead from Chapman is honoured. And Chapman takes the mark. In front of the big light tower, number 4. The Brunton Avenue side of the ground. Chapman, a high ball inside 50. Up they fly. Fisher got the punch away to the boundary. And we'll throw it in attacking 50 for the Cats.
It's almost, that was a very deliberate, slow, long ball in, which is what the secure defence wants. But it's almost they're saying, let's be a bit steady and sure here. We don't want to turn the footy over by being too smart early in this quarter.
Harry Taylor doing a good job on Rewald at the moment. Will the superstar cut loose like he did last week and kick 4 last quarter, or the week before, 4 last quarter goals, 4 last half goals.
It's just one sign, Bristol, when Revolt hit back or ran back hard from his last contest, Harry was lagging a bit, so he might just be feeling the pinch a bit.
55 metres out from Geelong's goal at the city end, a boundary throw in. Ottens does the ruck work, knocks it down. Gardner tried to follow up his own work. No win there. In the end, picked up by the Cats. Ling's got it. Through a bit of traffic. It was smothered by Montagna. Soccer off the ground by the Saints, but it'll land in the waiting arms of Harry Taylor on the wing.
Harry gets a handball forward to Ling. Ling high inside 50 again. Here comes Gilbert and Mooney from the side. Mooney couldn't take it. A couple of Saints crash into each other.
Friendly fire. Goddard is down.
All sorts.
He got the classic front-on shirt front into the face from a teammate.
You're right.
Baker. It was, and the umpire now sees a blood rule.
Ran into his shoulder.
So BJ Goddard will come from the ground.
And no fault of Stevie Baker's, but Brennan Goddard just courageously put the head down, grabbed the footy and charged forward into the pack. Ran straight into Stephen Baker coming the other way.
He's been very good at that, Goddard, in the last 18 months to 2 years, and Selwood coming off too, boys, who's having a massive impact.
Doc, for the Orient V6, just the slowness at which Goddard's moving says to me that it's more than just a blood nose. What do you reckon?
Oh, probably broken nose, Brian. It's a pretty heavy hit. He really just got stunned. You saw BJ virtually not break his fall, so he wasn't quite aware of what he was doing, and with the slow, as you say, barely jogging off with Tim Barber, the doctor, and holding the nose off, and he cracks it at the same time. It'll hurt.
5-point lead for St Kilda.
Joel Selwood, 9 contested possessions, equal best on the ground with Lenny Hayes. He's been unbelievable, Selwood.
6 minutes into the third term of a pulsating grand final. Third up, Hayes. Picked up by Blake. Real iffy handball into the path of Dawson. Here's Ablett, picks it up. Snaps on goal and misses. 7-3-45 Geelong. 7-7-49 St Kilda. Triple M Trading Post.com.au scoreboard.
4-point advantage the Saints. Clear skies here. Well, not clear skies, but no rain at the moment. Here's Gilbert running from the defensive 50. A beautiful ball to Dempster. Milburn spoiled him. I thought he knocked the arms. No free. Kelly back to Milburn with a handball. Milburn time to sum up a Ling lead. And Ling takes the mark. Point of the square at half forward. Turns around, wants to play on long. Mooney's a one-on-one with Dawson. Getting back to help Fisher. Mooney's marked at the top of the square.
Zach Dawson spectated. He's the man running back. They identified it. He looked up. He saw Mooney one out on Dawson. Just looked at it.
How did Dempsey not get a free kick on the wing?
What about the Mooney kick? He's at the top of the square. Imagine if he missed this. In he comes, 12 metres out directly in front. He's kicked it. Geelong are back in front. Geelong are back in front with a Cam Mooney goal at the top of the goal square. He's got a couple. And they're back in front by 2 points, Geelong, on the Trading Post scoreboard.
Well, back up on the wing. He had his arm taken out, Sean Dempster, by Milburn coming across the flight. Should have been a free kick, but it was called play on to Geelong's advantage. A good contested mark to Cam Mooney. Zach Dawson was hoping one of his teammates had come over the top. It didn't happen.
Toyota Orient V6 Doc.
Yeah, BJ still bleeding profusely from the nose on the bench. Goddard, of course. Looks like it's broken through, but they're just trying to get the blood rule happening for him.
Carlton Natural Blondes inside 50s this quarter. 5-zip in favour of Geelong.
Cam Mooney's the man here, boys. He can take Zach Dawson. He's flipped him round, turned him round 3 times this quarter already.
Ottens and King work down. Snyder hit in hard. So did Ottens. And it's going to be balled up again.
At the moment, it's Chapman out of the square with Gilbert, but gee, I've liked Mooney up the ground now, can flip him around Zachy Dawson and do a bit of damage. I wouldn't be going to the contest.
Again, third up. And again, no clear winner. McQualter went without it. Inched forward by Montagna. Dempster goes to ground. So did his direct opponent in Milburn. It comes wide to Graham. Sits up outside 50. High ball, long ball. Taylor and Revolt. Revolt takes it 15 out directly in front.
Well, you wonder why a bloke like this can kick 4.5, because he wears them down. He's got a relentless work ethic that, okay, you might be able to run with someone, but it saps your energy. So when you get into a marking contest like that, you haven't got the power in your legs to push back as hard.
The champ, for his first of the day, from 15 out, almost directly in front to the punt road end. And he sticks it through.
Whoa!
8-7, 55 Saints. 8-3-51 Cats. MTradingPost.com.au scoreboard.
On the Acer Gemstone computer, we saw a very animated St Kilda supporter, Eric Banner, dressed up in all the Saints gear, get to his feet and scream when Nick Revolt took the mark. It's a simple strength one-on-one contest against Harry Taylor. Harry Taylor doesn't get low enough. He stands up high. You've got to get your centre of gravity down low to push through your hips and your thighs, not with your upper body. Nick Revolt just worked him out of the way too easily.
Like a boxer, Bristol. He works them over in the first half by running them. It's like bang under the guts, and then in the second half he just goes upstairs, and it was a beautiful mark. 5
lead changes in this game. St Kilda now by 4 points. Back in the middle, Blake with a tap out. Getting on the end of it with the Saints, and Hayes, ball pinned to him, will ball it up again in the middle.
Starts delivering some chin music, Gazza.
He does, Jim Boy.
Hey, Lee, don't just fall down like that.
Swallow. He does.
A runner getting in the way in the middle of the ground there as well. Montaña's upended. Ling took it off him. Kicked the ball to centre forward. Here's Rook, the madman. The man out of the hills. Belted in after it. Varco spun out with the ball. Gee, the intensity's been a little bit too much for him here today, I'd reckon. Graham around the corner. A ball along the ground. Hayes got a poor bounce. It spills into no man's land. In they crack. Harley couldn't win it. Went in low and hard, and Montaña, they jump on him. Ball up. Half forward here, the Cats. Let's go down to the dock for the Orient V6.
You can't get Ray Chamberlain out of the game completely, having stern words to Dale Amos, the Geelong runner, on the boundary line about something Ray didn't like.
He got in the way of the play a moment ago, Doc. I agree.
Kicked forward by Hayes, and he was held when he didn't have it.
Well, Bartel's been with him since quarter time, boys. The other big move here is that Luke Ball's gone on to Joel Selwood.
Hayes to Graham. Stops and waits on the outer wing. 51-55, Saints up. Here's Revolt on a long lead. Takes it 2 kicks from home. Wants the big Cozzy long. Goes in that direction. Kaczynski got a little push. Unable to mark it at the front was Big King. They lock it in their forward 50 though, the Saints. Picked up, kick smothered. Milne went to ground. Real desperate stuff for Ball. He was taken into the ground. Kaczynski, a snap is going to end up going out of play. And it'll be thrown in very deep, punt road end. 8-7 to 8-3. Saints lead it by 4 points.
Abbott's sitting at the moment, 4 points the margin.
It is to St Kilda. Boundary throw in. St Kilda's forward pocket. Big chance for them here. Geelong with some numbers. Selwood took it away from the stoppage. Handball to Corey. Corey a little bit of time. Sidestepped Hayes. Then went past McQualter. Almost tackled. He thought he was. That's why he gave the handball. And Ling dribbled one along the ground. Is it deliberate out of bounds?
No question.
I think it's going to be. No, it's not. One umpire looked at the other. Well, and in the end, they decided not to give it.
I reckon it's a fair call, because Max Rook's only about 5 metres away.
Ling paralleled the ball with the boundary too, I reckon.
No question.
Fair ball. Boundary throw in 70 metres out from St Kilda's punt road goal. Opportunity here for Hayes. Here's Montaña sprinting after the ball. Got belted from behind by Enright. And it goes over the line out of bounds. We'll have another throw in here. 12 minutes into this third quarter. It is the Saints by 4 points.
Jason Ackermanis' 45-metre kick in the preliminary final that was pinged. He's sitting at home going, what's that all about?
Yeah.
To the front. Selwood went to ground. Has the footy. He went looking for the wall as well. And this
now he
one's
pays
pinged.
it.
This one's pinged.
There's no one anywhere near.
Saints long inside forward 50. Revolt! Chest mark. 4th in. And a tight angle now for a set shot to the punt road end.
Some histrionics from a bloke in a box that's just losing me each time I hear it. Now, this is a big kick. Very big kick, Nick Revolt. Almost impossible angle, but in an 8-goal apiece game, if he can steer one from here, he's second. Stand by.
Nick Revolt, tight angle, punt road end, kick on the way. Is no good. Behind. 8-8, 56 Saints, 8-3, 51 Geelong. Tradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
Milburn to kick it back into play again. The rain's on the way again here. Taking a little while, Milburn. St Kilda start to press. They ask for the umpire to call play on. Milburn plays on. Kicks it to himself and then goes out to the southern stand flank. Got one in the back surely there. And a free kick will go to Tom Hawkins.
I reckon the tempo's gone up again, Bristol, in terms of tackling, head over the footy, because when you get weary, The ball doesn't move as quick. The blokes aren't running as quick. More contest. Big pressure.
Tommy Hawkins goes sideways, but back inside to the defensive 50 to Milburn.
Full zone on here for the Saints. Full press. They're on their toes. They're working it hard.
They really are pressing. Milburn has to pick a lead and find Selwood out wide on the southern stand side. He played on. Ball came at him. Left foot kick, turnover complete. Goddard in front, knocks it down to Blake. He was tackled by Bartel. Hawkins went in and had a crack. It's right on the Orion V6 Lodo. Here's Goddard. Got the handball off. Graham with a long one out wide over the top. St Kilda starting to press here now. Montagne's got the ball 60 metres out. Standing start. Harley the thump over the top. Milne couldn't control the ball. Off hands it goes. The corner got the handball to Rewalt. Rewalt, brilliant smother Harry Taylor as Rewalt tried to build it around the corner. And a behind in the end. 8-3-51 Geelong, 8-9-57 St Kilda. Triple M Trading Post scoreboard.
Yeah, and watch here again, Bristol. Ball getting kicked in from fullback, and the Saints, they know. They're pushing hard here.
Milburn, nowhere to go.
No, he's in doubt, Jim. This is where this thing they've trained for all year comes in.
And he goes out wide, but just kicks it to Lou Graham, who takes it 50 out and goes with a short one to Joey Montagna, who can play on, straighten up, and kick. Go behind. Fisted through by a desperate Cat defence. They are pressing really hard here. The Saints 8-10-58. Geelong 8-3-51.
And there's Milburn. Don't know what to do again. He wanted to get going quickly, but he's under pressure.
Why have they got him kicking the ball in, Gary?
Yeah, I'd get him out of there.
Ling to Kelly. Kelly steadies the ship. If he kick, finds Wojcinski. He marks defensive 50 and got a bit of cramp very early for that.
Yeah, normally they're up and going here, but they have to go back over.
Wojcinski, beautiful kick to Mooney. Marks right on the wing on the edge of the centre square. Back to his feet. A left foot ball. Here's Rook. Gardner over the top. Just about knocked his head off. Gilbert came in and won a beautiful ground level ball. Handball to Fisher. Out of trouble the Saints. As a ball get a little chippy kick over the top. Wasn't great. Here's Zach Dawson. Took a bit of a bo peep out of the side. It was Wojcinski coming. And Milne sees it over the line. We'll throw it in centre wing. North side. It's a 7-point St Kilda lead with 9.5 remaining in the third.
Got to make the most of it when you got the momentum in this game.
And again, they're not getting the goals on the board that they should, the Saints.
Around the body, Bartel. And it's going to land just inside the field of play and go out. Half forward for the Cats, City end. You
just don't think you're going to dominate a grand final for 4 quarters. At some stage it'll turn. Geelong will have their chance. So St Kilda, when they have got momentum, have got to put goals on the board.
Throw in. Gardner at the back. Ablett at the front. Ottens went to ground but got it to Selwood. He got it off to Ling. Standing start, left foot, Torpy from Ling. Dangerous ball here. Chapman in some space. Can turn around. City end and snap. A brilliant goal.
Chappy.
That's the man.
Chapman has kicked his second. 8-10-58 Saints. 9-3-57 Geelong. Tradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
And there's another reason why Max Rook plays for Geelong all day, every day. He looks, as soon as he sees Chapman in space, he starts taking out the 2 blokes chasing. He doesn't worry about the pill. He starts looking who's running where. He gives Chapman about 10 metres of space to pick up the pill, turn around, size it up and snap the goal.
And the other one was Selwood, who was at that clearance again. So these guys are tough, hard, inside players. They are just going to keep going at it. He's had 7 possessions this quarter, Joel Selwood, the most of any player on the ground.
Geelong are within 1 point in the third quarter with 9 minutes remaining of this quarter. St Kilda go forward. Milburn charges in front of Dempster. Dempster, of course, here an opportunity now. Snyder over the line, out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary throw in about 70 metres around from St Kilda's punt road goal. What a good game we've got. You just know this one's going all the way to the wire. Boundary throw in taking place. Gardner over the back. Ottens in front. Neither can win it down. Ablett runs away with the ball. A left foot high ball kick goes out wide to Mooney, who's being held. Over the top went Blake, and Mooney's got a free.
Yeah, he's nervous, Zach Dawson. That's why I'd get him to the goal square. I reckon Zach Dawson's prone to make a mistake at the moment.
Mooney on the wing. High ball to half forward. 2-on-1 here, almost Bartel. Ground level, Chapman beset upon by a number of Saints defenders. But eventually Gilbert tried to go to the line with a handball and missed it. It's slapped out of there to Graham at half back. He gets it off to Dawson. Dawson to Ralph Clark. Look at the pressure now from the Cats. Goddard smacked into. They released the footy eventually. Jim Kelly got the handball out of there. Jones kicked it. Only as far as Harley, who couldn't possess the footy. Selwood's taken in a tackle. Slid it forward to Ablett. Ablett tried to get around Montagna and did. Ran to half forward. Long ball from Ablett's going to miss. To the left-hand side. 9-4, 58, 8-10, 58. All tied up, Doc, on the Trading Post scoreboard.
It is JB. Interchanges at the moment. 63 to St Kilda as two more take place. BJ comes off holding his collarbone, going straight down with the doctors. Goddard, collarbone.
Not good news. 200 kilowatts of power, the Toyota V6. Goddard in some trouble. Keep us updated there, Doc. That's a big play. Look at the kick by Rafael Clark. It's a horrible one. It's a 9-9. Big pack forms offhand. Geelong lock it inside their 50. Here's the man of the moment, Chapman. From 60 metres out, goes to the goals. This time he pulled it too much and goes over the line out of bounds. Deep in Geelong's attacking zone. 58 points apiece.
Far more competitive forward 5 or 6 that the Cats have put on. I know it hasn't been reflected on the scoreboard, but it has enabled them to keep it in that area a bit longer.
Otten's doing the ruck work, knocks it down. Lenny Hayes went to ground. Here's Burns, crouched over the ball, couldn't get it out. I like the way the umpires are officiating this game. They're letting it go, giving the players an opportunity.
All players in one half of the ground at the moment. This is an arm wrestle, boys. Massive, massive arm wrestle.
42-24, the inside 50s the Saints' way on the Carlton natural blonde sheet. Bit of aerial ping-pong eventually picked up by Gardner. Only as far as Selwood. Got belted and a tackle. Graham was able to tumble it out of there, but only as far as Harley. He controlled a little ball, but then kicked it into his opposing player. Revolt able to get a sideways handball. Mish Schneider. He goes out wide towards the boundary line. And on the outer wing, it will be thrown in.
Carlton natural blondes. Low numbers here for the Saints. Del Santos statless this quarter. Hayes just the 5 touches since quarter time.
Yeah, well, Cameron Ling has just closed the distance that was between him and Del Santo early in this game, and he's doing what we've come to expect.
And Bartel getting on top of Hayes. Brilliant
Gardner
effort.
and Ottens, neither able to really do much out of the ruck. Ling sat over the top of the footy, and the umpire is going to ball it up.
What's also amazing, Gaz, you talk about that arm wrestle that it's turned into. These are the best conditions nearly that the game's seen, and yet now it turns into this when you thought it would have been like this in the wet.
Yep. Ball up on centre wing, neutral territory here. Just imagine the intensity of this game in the last quarter if we go in scores level. 58 points apiece. We are going to see heroics in that last quarter, no doubt about it whatsoever. Ball up on the wing. There goes Lenny Hayes. Had a ripping first quarter. How's he gone since, Ash, on the Carlton natural blonde stat sheet?
Just a 5 Carlton natural blonde since quarter time.
It's unbelievable. And Bartel's not a known lockdown man. It's a really, it might become one of those folklore grand final performances from Jimmy Bartel.
Boundary throw in on the southern stand wing. The crowd starts to find a bit of voice here as the ball's tapped out to the skipper Harley. Will he hold the Premiership Cup up again for the second time? We'll know in about 35 more minutes. It's 6 minutes to go in this third quarter here. Scores a level 58 apiece. And the ball over the line on the half-forward line here for St Kilda. Orion V6, Doc.
Yeah, just repeating, Brendan Goddard downstairs in the medical area with a shoulder looked like collarbone as he ran off the ground 4 or 5 minutes ago.
Ball thrown in. Work to the front. Harley and Jones go at the footy. Harley will look for the boundary line again.
The other thing that we can pick up through the course of the game, 17 goals scored. They've virtually scored 9 goals at one end, 8 at the other, so no discernible advantage going either direction.
Revolt with Mackie at the moment, while Taylor rests, gone much deeper as the key forward.
To the back. Graham unable to take it. Snyder wrapped up in a tackle as he took the ball. And another stoppage results in another ball up.
Yeah, Matthew Scarlett has had 12 possessions. Cozzy done not much, but he hasn't been a key player in this so far, Scarlett, so they'd be happy with that.
Nicky Dowell bashes it straight to Clint Jones, gets it off to Graham over the top ball. Just inside the field of play. Keeps it in, stands up, looks to Dempster. Good mark, Enright.
He did it well. He was strong overhead. Kicks it out wide on the half-back line. Finds Chapman. Look at the Geelong players break on the wing. It's about 3-1. Mackey's one of those. Here comes Stevie Baker to try and smack into him. He does. Mackey couldn't control the ball. Baker did really well. Handball to Fisher. It was smothered by Mackey. In comes Milburn. If he can release, they're away. He released out the back door, though. Fisher's there for St Kilda. So is Milburn over the line. Boundary throw in right in front of the Geelong bench. Scores 8-10-58 to 9-4-58. Level here. 5.5 minutes remain in this third quarter. Grand final 2009. It's been an absolute ripping ball game so far. Gardner doing the ruck work, knocked down Montagna, got to beat 3 Geelong players. Stevie J brushes the Lenny Hayes tackle. Handball meant for Corey, couldn't quite get the outstretched arms. Baker went and got it. Montagna, clever knock on. Harley's going to get on the end of it. Stephen King there, applies the tackle. Spills to Montagna, couldn't get it. Del Sano, smart handball, McQualter. Caught one in the chin from Chapman. He wants to front up to him as Graham goes on with the ball. 60 metres out. High ball in the head of Cozzy. Scarlett's there. Knocked away Cozzy. Now an opportunity for Rewalt. He runs onto the ball. Here comes Harry Taylor, and he's crashed into by Scarlett with an absolute pulverising tackle on Rewalt. It was great stuff, and Scarlett's got the free as a result.
Well, Dempster had to go to one of them. He sat in the middle and looked at Scarlett and Taylor on both sides of him and didn't put a shepherd on any of them.
Burns looks to Ling, not going to find him. Ball out.
Boys, just prior to all of that, over the other side of the ground, Paul Chapman just gave a little short one to Andrew McQualter, and he actually dislocated a finger on his chin. McQualter went to remonstrate with him. He goes, "No, I've dislocated my finger. I've got to get it back in. Go away."
Harry Taylor sucking him in, boys. I'm telling you now, he is low on petrol.
He'll need a spell.
Blake picked
He
the
just
footy
come
up,
back on, Chief.
kicked it high to half forward. Mooney held his man out. Varco came in and picked it up. Sideways handball, missed its target. Graham managed somehow to get it to Dawson. This boy is having all style.
Wojcinski.
And Wojcinski has got the footy 45 out almost directly in front.
Oh, boy, Zach.
He is a long kick, Wojcinski. Not always an accurate kick, but he is a long kick. That was a terrific tackle.
He had one hand in the back and one hand on his bicep, and he just couldn't do anything about it. I don't think they've done enough. And this is not a pot on Zach Dawson. I thought he was okay early. In fact, I thought he was pretty good. But he's looked really shaky in the last probably 20 minutes, and I don't reckon they've done enough to expose him.
Wojak directly in front. He'll kick from outside 50 to the city end. Oh, he's hit it beautifully, but he's missed it away to the right. And the Saints defence can kill it. And it's going to be thrown in about 15 around from the city end goal. All tied up, 58 apiece.
Jim, we've got 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's a tie.
I love it.
We're not coming back, are we?
Incredible. Imagine if we had to do it all again.
On crumbs.
Oh, by golly. Boundary throw in. Ottens does the ruck work. Here's Ablett. McQualter spun out with the ball. Fisher there as well. An opportunity for Blake to tidy up to Graham. On the boundary line, Lenny Hayes was banged into. Wojcinski was there as well. Ball eventually comes out, like the way the umpires are letting it go. An opportunity here for Enright. Has to get through an enormous wall of St Kilda players. Couldn't achieve it. They jump on. And we'll have a ball up attacking 50 for the Cats. On the northern side, the northern half-forward flank. And we have got 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Doc for the Orient V6.
Yeah, Brendan Goddard's right to go again after that shoulder injury, Brian. They're just still patching up the broken nose.
Stevie J picked it up, got the handball off to Ablett. He got back to Stevie J. Left foot inside 50 ball. Good mark taken by the Saints defence. And it was Baker.
He's been good today, Stevie Baker. He's been really good.
Goes back to Fisher.
Hasn't had a lot of the pill, but done a great job on Steve Johnson and anyone else that he's had to square up to.
Fisher's ball missed. Gilbert going to be picked up by the Cats. Varco. No. A desperate defensive lunge. Just managed to deprive the Cats forward of the ball by Gilbert. And now it's out of play, very deep city end.
Putting some big Cats off. Abbott's had a good spell this quarter. Selwood's had a good spell. Now they're sitting down Corey. They know they've got 30 minutes of their life coming up.
Very, very nervous in the back half for Saints at the moment. There's the tackle applied on them. And we'll have a ball up just 20 metres out directly in front of Geelong City goal. Robert Harvey and Stuart Lowe on the Acer Gemstone screen here watching on. Michael Voss sitting alongside there. Max Hudson there as well. Ball around the corner. Opportunity now for Rewalt out wide with Harry Taylor over the line out of bounds on the half-forward line for Geelong.
Carlton Natural Blondes, 1937 was the last time we had scores tied up at three-quarter time in a grand final.
1937.
Nice one, too, man.
We've also spoken about the question mark over Stephen Milne's head, Gaz. He's had just the 6 possessions, 2 behinds to his name.
Johnson slapped it back to Chapman. He was dispossessed, went back by hand to Selwood. Got out of a couple of tacklers. Handball it to Blake, who stood up in a tackle, gave it off to Stevie J. That's holding the ball. He tried to break out of about 4.
Oh, boy.
And was unable to do so.
I know he's trying to break lots of tackles, but where's the prior opportunity when you get given a hospital handball and you're just besieged by 3 or 4 blokes?
Nicky Dow went to Farron Ray.
Sam Gilbert snuck down.
Now Gilbert snuck down. He should go to him. Varco not realising. Gilbert in the centre's got Raph Clark our way. Half forward. Takes the mark. Outside 50. Raph Clark to load up. Sits a long one in the Kozitsky direction. Revolt there as well. And the ball to the back. Little Milne just keeps it in. And then Bartel slapped it out.
Gilbert abusing Rafael Clark. I've seen him do that to 3 or 4 players today, Gilbert.
Yeah, well, he's demonstrative, that's for sure. Look, those players you spoke about who have struggled, and Chiefs mentioned it many times, there's still a quarter of footy to go to change all that.
Scores a level, range coming again. Shot at goal by Montagna out of the stoppage. Montagna's kicked the goal, Ash. So you can strike that stat. I don't think it's going to happen. And St Kilda by a goal with a minute and a half left. Montagna getting his first. 29 and a half minutes gone, trading post scoreboard.
That's going to be the difference at the end of the day. Who takes half opportunities? We know they wasted some early. He never had time to even pick up the ball cleanly, Montagna. He just half grabbed it. It was in mid-air. He didn't control it, threw the boot on it as he was being tackled and threaded the needle. Great goal sense. Something out of nothing.
Who was that trailing him in there? I mean, these are the other decisions that are going to be critical. Tired, weary, season on the line, and you get the right. It was Jimmy Bartel, and you can't be critical of him. He's been working so hard on Hayes, but he just had wrong side.
Saints by 6 points. Nicky Dowell out of the middle, pushed off it by Ablett, who got smacked into the ground there by Goddard. And holding the ball.
Back to him. You just went to ground with your arm free, Gary.
Goddard to come to the members' side. Farron Ray can straighten up. Left foot to about 30 out. Kozitsky's done bugger all. It gets fisted away from him. And through for a rush behind. 7 points now. 9-11-65 Saints. 9-4-58 Geelong. Tradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
Kick back into play was really quick, and it found Stevie J. He goes wide to the champ, Ablett. How many's he had today, Ash?
20 Carlton natural blondes.
Ablett immediately to half forward. Here's Rook. Didn't attack it in the air. He waited for it. Here's Chapman. Fast hands. Varco controlled the ball. Was trying to get a right foot banana on it. Got it into Wojak. Knocked away from him. Blake's got it. Handball outside Dawson. Dawson and Montagna. They're out of trouble. There's a guy in the box next door you wouldn't believe. As Montagna took a running bounce. He's on the southern stand wing. It's the Saints by 7. Went low to Rewalt. Couldn't control the ball. Got it up to Clark. He's in a triangle of Geelong players. Can't get rid of it, Rafael Clark. And we'll have a ball up.
High contact.
High contact, Geelong free. It'll be Stevie J on the southern stand wing. We've got 15 seconds left. And at the moment, a 7-point St Kilda lead at three-quarter time.
Stevie J on the wing, out of side. Takes Revolt on, runs around, left foot ball to half forward. Barco takes the mark, but a siren sounded. And it is three-quarter time.
No mark.
In the grand final, St Kilda 9-11-65, Geelong 9-4-58.
That quarter, the titanium caravans stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up. The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Load up on landscaping at Bunnings Trade.
Start of the last quarter, thanks to Vodafone. Triple M rocks football. Here's James Brayshaw.
It's locked up in the guts, and the umpire wants it.
I'll tell you right now, in the pouring rain, you want to have your nose in front.
And now you go long. Don't muck around with this. Go long.
Here's Ablett, Jones with him. Hayes a clearance, just got the handball up in the air. It comes to Corey at the back. He goes long to half forward. Players wrestle with each other. It hits Rook in the back of the head. Varco comes through. Couldn't take the ball with him. Raf Clark able to step through. Graham's played a nice game of footy. He gets the ball onto his boot and bangs it out of defensive 50.
Enright, nice handball over the top to Milburn. He'll be pursued by Gilbert. Got a little kick along the crown. It was a good tackle by Gilbert. And Hawkins sees the ball over the line out of bounds. Geelong to the punt right into the last quarter.
Yeah, and beautiful. Joel Corey kicked it long. Big contest. Varco hit it at pace. The crumb nearly snatched it. That is the simple game plan when it's raining, although it stops now, Brian.
It has. It stopped. It's an unbelievable Melbourne day as the boundary throw-in takes place. Blake in front of the ruck. Knocked it to Chapman.
Ablett.
Chapman's kicked 2 goals.
Great
Look at the kick to Hawkins. And a juggling mark got it and caught one in the mush from Hayes as well. And Hawkins will line up for goal from 40 metres out on the slightest angle at the punt road end.
Watch Gary Ablett on the ace of gemstone here. He
Good
loves
shepherd.
getting a footy, Gary Ablett, but he took out the player to free up Chapman. That is a very, very big play.
Tough kick. Huge amount of wind out there at the moment. Hawkins will have to kick at 45. There's no guarantee of the distance. And then you've got accuracy coupled with that. I tell you what, this one will set this game alight. Hawkins, you can see his jumper fluttering in the wind. 45 out, it's a good-looking kick.
Oh!
It's a good-looking kick.
Tommy.
He's nailed it.
Wowee.
A left-to-right swinger.
T-bone.
Unbelievable one-point game. St Kilda by a point. McDonald scoreboard.
Questions on Tom Hawkins' goal kicking early in the Peace Chieftain, and he's just said, hey, 7 points down, grand final, I'll go back in windy conditions and go bang. In fact, it might have helped Tommy, you know, because I reckon it swung 3 ways. Started left, came back right, then came back left again.
Gave it the double cobra too after he kicked it.
Oh, good on him. I liked it. I like the mindset of Ablett. Not so much about him, it's about getting this team across the line.
1 point go.
Whoa.
2.5 into the final term of a ripping grand final. The umpire waits a long time to throw the ball in the air. Does so now. 1 forward by Gardner. Hayes held. Will get a free. Lenny Hayes. High inside 50. Kaczynski and Rewalt. It hits Kaczynski at the back, but he was unable to take the mark. Kelly. Little handball off to Blake, who just smacked it onto the boot. And it lands perfectly for Bartel.
Oh, good mark, running in the same direction. Bartel, he's almost on the northern wing. He says, come on, come at me, Stevie J. He does, but Baker got a nice body on him. Handball from Wojcinski from the collection of the crumb. Gave it back to Bartel. This time he slots up the leading Mooney. Overhead was no hope. Mooney tried to kill someone on the halfway pass. In the end, it went to Gilbert and Blake. They combine out of the back half now. Gilbert just steady, a little left foot chipper to Zach Dawson. They should peel off and let him kick it now.
Exactly.
Zach's got the ball at centre half back. He's got Rafael Clark as a bailout if he wants. Zach kicks it long to the northern side to a contest. Rewalt and Taylor. Taylor's done a really good job on the superstar Rewalt. Hayes around the corner with a high ball forward. Here's Enright. Over the top, Montagna there as well. No winner in the air. And over the line it goes in front of the Melbourne members, the MCC. And it's a 1 point ball game in favour of St Kilda here early in the last quarter.
Gee, Milne becomes, he's been badly beaten on the day, he's down, but gee, he becomes important if it stays on the ground, wet and rainy.
Come on, Tip.
Do something, Tip.
Your moment, Tip.
Go, Tip.
Gardner, high to half forward. Rewalt with a big fly. Fisted away from him. Enright went to ground. Montagna wrapped him up in a very good tackle. Finally released the ball. Came to Milburn. He kicked a little torp down the wing. Fisher leads in the race. Rook with him. Ball out of play. So we've played 4.5. Final term, St Kilda 9-11-65. Saints 10-4-64. Triple M McDonald scoreboard.
Boundary thrown in the northern wing, right in front of the interchange gate. Smack in the middle of them, in fact. Right in front of our viewing position at the G. This is what you want as a supporter and a commentator. A 1 point ball game with the 4 minute mark of the last quarter. Here's the champ Ablett. Looking for running support. Got it from Wojcinski. Gave him the handball. Wojcinski's kicking at Chapman. Up went Fisher. 2-1 it was. Knocked the ball to the boundary. And a throw in deep in Geelong.
I know Bristol, there's been a lot. You get lots of senses in this game, but just now, a little bit of poise and composure about Geelong, around the footy particularly.
Thrown in. Otten's clean possession. That should be holding the ball. Handball came to Montagna. He was reefed into the ground. No free kicks being paid at the moment. And 20 out from the Cats' goal. It'll be balled up.
All players in this half of the ground. No one behind Matthew Scarlett, who's in the centre.
Ruckman holding each other. No free. Bartel went to ground. So did Ottens. Got it back.
Oh, good pickup.
Picked up by Enright. High ball forward. 2-on-1 here. Almost Hawkins. Raf Clark just handballed it down the line. Varco's there as well, and he'll get it back to Milburn.
Milburn from 50 near the boundary line will drive it to the top of the square. Here comes Wojcinski over the top. Gilbert knocked it down. Keeps it alive. Cleverly kept it in the back pocket. The handball down low to Graham. He couldn't reach it. Ottens was there. Graham was there. Got laid out by Maxi Rourke. Ball comes to Hayes. He was cool. Kick around the corner. Comes to Rewalt and half back. He's got no one to kick it to. Had to go to Kaczynski about 20 metres on the wing. Kaczynski kept it in front. Here comes Scarlett now. Locks it in. Harry Taylor arrives and a little handball out the back door, giving him opportunity to pick it up again.
Went and got it, gave it to Enright. Enright to centre half forward, dangerous spot. Mooney some holding, not paid. Picked up by BJ Goddard, who just thumped it in his teammate Fisher's direction. He was held up in a tackle.
Oh.
Ralph Clark had the ball spilled out of his hands.
Look at the pressure.
It's real desperate.
There it
Going
is.
to ground there was Stevie J. Eventually the champ Hayes comes through. Gets a handball off to Baker.
There's no blind turns in this game. There's no fancy evasive work. It's just full on straight through. Here's Burns on the wing. A little neat kick out to Ablett. Couldn't mark overhead. Jones smacks him around the tops. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. It's a point the difference. It's a 1 point lead to St Kilda.
I don't think Brownlow medalists flinch, do they, Jim?
Well, not normally, and not them.
15 minutes remaining in the grand final. And it's a 1 point ball game with lightish rain. Boundary throw in. King does the ruck work. No one near him. Plenty of time to pick it up.
Ottens is gone nearly, boys, I reckon.
Advance has got the lead leg, you reckon, Gary?
Whoa.
Cozzy takes a good mark on the wing. A big chest mark it was. Ablett comes for a spell. So does his opponent Jones. As Kaczynski's kick goes long, looking for Rewalt. Harley got back. Here's an opportunity for Kelly over the line out of bounds. Half forward out, 60 from St Kilda City goal. Rain falling again.
Yeah, he can barely pick up his feet, Brad Otten, struggling to get to the throw in here.
And it is going to be thrown in. Half forward for the Saints, who lead this game by a point. Unbelievable grand final. Ottens went to ground. King picked it up. Inside 50. Rewalt gets one hand to it. He's unable to take the mark. Now it's the Cats defence under enormous pressure. It was Corey who eventually got a handball out of there and then busted the kick to the outer side. Body work on Mooney, but he was able to keep his composure. Dawson has to do the same now. Gets a handball to Farron Ray.
Farron Ray on the left foot, kick around the corner. It's a high ball. In it comes, punched away again by Enright. Here's Harley at centre half back. 1-on-1 here, opportunity. Ling came in, Enright's there as well. Ball in dispute. I don't think we'll have a ball up. The players can't even be bothered going on with it. They're knackered.
A lot of tired bodies. A lot of blokes that can't pick up their feet, willing themselves to each contest.
There's a point in it with St Kilda at the moment. We're at the 8.5 minute mark of the last quarter.
Someone runs. Look at the difference.
Here's Wojcinski, breaks free, goes out wide to another runner and Burns in front of Raphael Clark, takes it away.
Left
a
footer.
bounce. He's a left footer who brings it back inside. Clark should have protected that. Short kick finds Chapman.
Oh, Hawkins.
70 metres out, over the top. Stevie J couldn't hold the mark. Gathers. Right foot kick around the corner across the face of goal. And the Saints a chance to tidy up.
Graham and Rook go at it.
Great
Maxwell Rook hit the ground hard. So did Fisher. Slapped it further afield. Bartell's going to try and possess the footy here. He could only just paddle it between his legs. Fisher a nice high one. Goddard's got to go here for the Saints. Did really well. Enright at ground level starting to come into the game. Handball inboard to Corey, dispossessed. Goddard just slapped it forward. They need some clean ball here, both sides. Selwood went to ground. Tiprat picked it up and around the body kicked it out of play.
Well, it's unbelievable pressure as the ball goes out of bounds. But going inside 50, I said, was the most important thing at three-quarter time. Tom Hawkins had 15 metres on his man, but Chappie decided to go to his mate Johnson. Poor choice.
Throw in. King, what about the amount this game means to him? Kicked by Ball to half forward. Mackie got in front of Rewalt and just bashed it back down the line. Graham did well. Was he being held? No, free. Hawkins, Dawson it was, got the handball off to Ball.
they're on.
Ball out wide to Joey Montagna. In fact, it's Schneider. Schneider out wide. Gets around Harley. Straightens up Schneider and misses.
Oh,
To the right-hand side. 2 point lead, Saints.
Tom Harley on Schneider is not a matchup that Geelong want at the moment. I know he's been there most of the day, but he's looking, like as a lot of players are, very, very slow and very tired.
Ottens to the bench looks spent.
He's gone.
Mackie out wide. The kick's been marked by Graham.
Been huge today, Jason
has.
Graham.
55 metres out, Jason.
27 Carlton Natural Blondes for Jason Graham, clearly the most on the ground.
Graham will drive it to the top of the square. This is where the big men get bigger in this sort of contest.
Oh,
up they fly.
Rat.
No one in the air.
Come
Off
on,
the
Tip.
ground. Opportunity here. The big fellas pick it up. Go out wide to Chapman. Chapman on the half-back line, sockers the ball out in front. He's pursued by Gilbert, knocks it in advance at Burns. Burns and Raphael Clark go for it on the centre wing, southern stand side. Raphael couldn't win it, did well, got it to Gilbert. Gilbert around the corner has kicked it out of bounds on the full. And it's a long free to Shannon Burns.
He's up and running, Chappie, wants it back.
Burns, handball to Stevie J. He couldn't possess the footy.
He's had a shocker.
He has not had a good day. Farron Ray picks it up. Goes inboard with a bouncing ball. Just need to be clean here. Jones picked it up. Around the body he went. Cozzy a 2-on-1 if he can get it back. Revolt's there. not able to. Disputed ball, and a good hard tackle put on will mean a ball up.
What about
and
that?
Half forward.
For an interchange, 2 points to margin in favour of St Kilda. Mackie came off the ground to swap with Taylor. Left Nick Revolt on his own.
Gary Ablett Senior watching on the Acer. Have a look at this. It's got sun shining out there now. I don't think it's going to rain again in the game. Could have been a free kick for Holden. The man there wasn't paid. Corey goes out wide. Can you believe the sun is shining? There's not a cloud in the sky. Remarkable after what we've had here today. Dawson marks on the edge of the centre square. A long high ball forward bound. Up goes Rewalk. Geelong player lies on the ground. He's down and he's hurt. Harley gets back to his feet now. Kelly's got the ball wrapped up. And let's check the scores. St Kilda 9-12-66. Geelong 10-4-64. McDonald scoreboard.
Ball taken in a tackle, went to ground. Umpire says, give it to me.
I reckon in this situation, Chief, when it's such an enthralling contest and it's hard and tough, players forget and just think, I've got to belt it forward because that's the way they get. You can still pick a target out.
Absolutely.
The smart player will pick the target out.
Gardner and Blake down to Enright. Another ball up.
See, all this stuff, in their own mind, they go, you just got to get it forward. Mate, every time that's gone inside forward 50, there have been free players. They just haven't been able to hit them.
Blake to the ground. Luke ball. Head over the footy. Couldn't get his hands on it. And I reckon we're going to have a third ball up.
Jason, do you start thinking about who you want on in the last 5 minutes now with your rotations?
Absolutely. You've got to have your best players running on the ground at the death. And so you've got to get your rotations right. Give them a spell. Give the guns a spell at the right stage of the quarter so they're there at the business end.
Let's go down to Doc for the Orient V6, Doc.
Yeah, the crowd's getting really into this game now, Brian. It's really on. The competitive chants from both lots of cheer squads behind me. They're actually getting their voices right up.
St Kilda by 2 points on the McDonald scoreboard. New Angus burger. It's a beauty. Get hold of it. You'll like it. It's nice. Opportunity, Selwood at ground level. Got it out to Corey. Corey to the runner, Varco. He's one player that looks like he's got some legs left at the moment, Varco. The kick to Mooney was knocked out of his hands by Gilbert. It spills to Blake at the back of the pack. Picked it up. Ran it over the boundary line almost deliberately, the crowd said. Yeah. And it's in neutral territory on the southern wing.
It's a good point, Bright Bristol, because Varco and Burns both look like they might have a bit of leg speed still with them.
No ruckman there for the Cats, so it was easily done by Gardner. Down to Clint Jones. Runs himself into a little bit of trouble. Then a left foot high one. No player there. Eventually Revolt got hands to it. Blake at ground level. Maybe not the player you want doing that job. Taylor got it off. Kelly at half back. Standing start, little drop punt only just to Corey. Corey to Blake. Blake goes for the look away. Handball to Wojak. He's got it on the wing.
Wojak, look at the wheels.
Free kick.
Caught in the tackle. He bounced it as the player had hold of him. So even though he was in control, he bounced it as the player had hold of his jumper, and that is incorrect disposal.
Great effort, Clint Jones. It wasn't his man, but he put the hard work in. Michael Gardner can win this game for St Kilda. Ottens is out, and Blake can hardly run. Michael Gardner's the man.
St Kilda by 2 points. Clinton Jones got it on the wing. A driving ball inside 50 to the city end again for St Kilda. Here they come. Next goal. Kick at goal here by Dempster, I think it was. Jeez. And missed to the right-hand side. They've had two. One from Snyder and one from Dempster. And a 3-point lead to St Kilda now with 9.5 minutes remaining.
22 scoring shots to 14.
But over the course of the 4 quarters, there have been some glaring misses by the Saints that leave the door open and could come back and haunt them.
Yeah, 32 to 55 inside 50's Jimmy.
Called to go. Kicks to a 1-on-3 out there. I thought there was a little push on Montagna, not paid. Ablett takes the mark. Takes Jones on. Gets around him. Runs to the wing. Eases a little one over the top for Burns. Raph Clark with him. Burns went without it. But then went back and got it. Got legged.
Great free kick as Tom Hawkins was away inside 50.
Burns sideways to Scarlett. Scarlett to pump it inside 50. Low one looking for Chapman. Missed him. Saints defence can bring it away. Farron Ray unable to get hold of the footy. Third go at it. Smacked it straight into the hands of Ablett. He was dispossessed. It's desperate stuff at half forward. Gilbert. He had hold of the footy. And then Harry Taylor. In fact, it was Burns holding into his back. Now the footy goes out. And deliberate is paid.
Free kick, Mackey. He wastes no time, plays on, goes down the line, has Varco. No good in the air, ball over the back. Comes to Fisher, a clearing kick. Every kick under pressure at the moment. It's a 3-point lead to St Kilda. We've got 8.5 minutes in the grand final left. Here go Geelong. Centre half forward Bartel avoids the Dempster tackle. Right foot kick, 60 out. High ball, here's Mooney. Mooney got a bit of a push. Knocked away. Otten's ground level couldn't win it. Went in low and hard. And when the ball's wrapped up in there, not coming out. Ball up 5 metres out from Geelong's goal.
Well, again, Scarlett, who tried to do the right thing. He had Chapman couldn't hit him. Missed him going inside 50. It takes one kick to hit.
Ottens worked it to ground and then fell on top of the ball himself. And we're going to have another ball up.
Interesting decision by Cam Mooney too. He was more worried about putting body on body instead of flying for the ball. In the end, it bounced straight over his head.
8 minutes left. Saints by 3 points. Ball up deep in the Cats region. Ball just kicked it out of there. Tumbled it straight to Enright. From 48, he kicks it to the top of the square. Mark taken by Lou Graham. Not paid. Ball stepped back through. He was dispossessed. It's about 15 out from the Cats' goal. And the umpire's going to ball it up again.
Cool head here. Now, if they get a quick possession, the St Kilda Footy Club, they're kicking to outnumbered people outside 50.
Geelong down by 3. A ball up the top of their square. Kick it, goal, Chapman. Missed.
Boy.
Off to the right-hand side. He had no one between he and the goal in the end, but had to kick it with players around him. And we'll have a check of the scoreboard. A 2-point lead to St Kilda on the Triple M scoreboard.
Every single decision from now on may or may not cost your team a premiership.
Gilbert, half-back, just goes low. Didn't really hit the ball well at all. Comes to Farron Ray. Just bangs boot on ball. Mark needed here for Schneider. He brought it to ground at the front. Corey was belted. Schneider landed on top of it. They need to lock this footy up. Montagna got it to half forward. Kaczynski not paid to Mark. Milburn went to ground. Did really well to get it to Kelly. Kelly's little kick wasn't great. There's one of those decisions, Gary.
Yes, exactly.
It comes back to Nicky Dowell. Gets it to Goddard. BJ a thumping handball forward. Schneider's got to be clean. Bashes it further afield to the tip rat. He gets it. Stands up. Goes to the top of the square. Revolt and Goddard. Kaczynski it was. He smashed into his teammate. And Taylor's able to bring it away. Sat it on the top. The fist away from Nicky Dowell. Ablett and Jones. Ablett kept his feet. Take it in a tackle. It's going to come wide to Corey.
2-point lead to St Kilda. There's 6.5 minutes remaining. Varco's got it on the southern wing. Took a bounce. He takes Farron Ray on. Oh, he gave a handball. Chapman had his back to him. Wasn't ready. Chapman belts it along the boundary line. Varco's soccer out of bounds on the full.
There's 2 of those decisions, Brian. He didn't want to take responsibility to kick at Travis Varco and then panicked and kicked it out of full.
On the ace of Gemstone, you should have seen Mark Thompson in the Geelong box through the headset down.
St Kilda by 2 points. Goddard on half-back, goes out wide with the ball. Otten's a high fly over the top, couldn't hold the mark. It was in a big attempt, though. Ball comes to ground, we'll have a ball up. So we've got a 2-point ball game. We've got 6 minutes and 10 seconds left. And the rotations will now need to be good because they need to have the guns on at the end. And we've got a ball up on the southern stand wing.
Tom Harley off, boys. I don't know whether he's going to come back. Ottens is out there. He's struggling.
67 plays 65. Corey run down from behind, but he got the kick away. It bounces into Burns. Toyota logo. Burns to half forward. Mooney! Through his hands. Through his hands. Dawson went to ground. Graham's got to stand up. Mooney did well. Got it off to Chapman. He got it to Rook. Rook on the left. Has kicked the goal. No! Stevie Baker.
Look at Baker going to the post.
He got a touch on it and smacked into the post, Lee Matthews style. It is a point the difference. 10-6 to 9-13. Saints up by the barest margin.
Wow-wee. This is unbelievable. A point the difference. Hasn't been a drawn grand final since 1977. Goddard brings it back into play. There's 5.5 minutes in the game remaining. 2 St Kilda players spoil each other. The handball from Taylor to Chapman. Chapman short kick Selwood. Not 15. The umpire's paid it. It was about 8 metres.
Can he get the journey?
Selwood would line it up from 47 metres out. And I'm not sure whether he can, Jason.
No, and Chapman's hovering.
That was the kick, though, wasn't it? When you keep bombing and bombing and bombing, players gravitate to the goal square. 5 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock.
We're going to lose the countdown clock, Gary, so we're going unofficially in about 6 seconds.
What they've got to do is force the score.
Here's Selwood, 47 metres out. He's kicked a point. Or has he? He's kicked a point. Scores are level. Scores are level with precisely 5 minutes remaining in the grand final.
What is this?
Where are the Saints supporters and the Cats supporters? But they got one 2 years ago. They're going nuts, the Saints fans.
Oh, here comes Nicky Dowell. Kicks to himself and then long down the line. King's got to stand up under the footy. It comes to Joey Montagna. He pumps it looking for Kazitsky. Oh, it gets bounced off his chest. Scarlett went searching for the ball. So did Corey at ground level. Just coughed the handball up. Here's Schneider. He's taken into the ground by Varco. Over the top of it is Enright. He's unable to get a hand on the footy, and it's going to be balled up.
Shannon Burns, boys, is the most dangerous forward on the ground at the moment because he's got leg speed.
Hasn't he?
So they're trying to isolate him a bit up in that forward 50 for the Cats.
Boundary throw in here. In fact, a ball up, on the edge of the centre square. Handball comes out of Montagna. He's under pressure. Gave it to Hayes. Oh, smothered off the boot there by Mackie. Mackie picked up the loose ball, gave it to Rook, who's under pressure from Fisher. He knocked it out in front. Here's Ablett. Jones is wearing him like a glove. Ball goes over the line now to bounds 60 metres out from Geelong's goal. 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining.
All of a sudden, almost a slight momentum shift to Geelong. They look like they've got a bit of run. They're forcing the ball forward.
4:12 remaining. 50 metres from Geelong's punt road goal. There hasn't been a lot of scoring in this last quarter. In fact, just the one goal has been kicked, and that was by Hawkins. 1 goal, 3 for them. And St Kilda, in fact, just 3 points in the last 8 minutes, says that 67-point draw is a distinct possibility.
Who is going to stand up in this mighty grand final? Milne got a little handball in the up. Nicely done, tip. Comes to Clinton Jones, just kicks a side-on-sider and goes straight into the chestal area of Big Harry Taylor. He goes down the line to Enright, who takes it just in front of the tip rat mill.
Got to be composed like this kick.
This is a dangerous ball.
Now look at Ablett.
Look at Ablett's got off the chain. He's got off the chain, Ablett. Here comes Dawson. A desperate handball in there. Back to Ablett. Ablett can run to centre half forward. Straighten up. Go very long. Fisher and Rook back there. No one can take the mark. Varco. Chapman has kicked a goal.
Yes, Chappie.
The Cats hit the front in the grand final. Chapman's got goal number 3.
Yeah, it's 23 and a half minutes on the clock. God help me, Chief. The Saints, 3 minutes to go, we reckon. The Saints have had that many chances, Chieftain.
They have, but Zach Dawson did a great thing. He left his man, he spoiled the ball, but he was unlucky. Scarlett followed up, got the ball forward to Ablett again. I thought Ablett should have had a bounce and a shot. He kicked from 60 and only made it to the square, but they had numbers, the Cats. And Chappie's been the most dangerous forward out there all day. He's been brilliant in terms of getting goals, having an impact.
3:15 remaining. You've got to say St Kilda can't win it now. They can draw it, but you've got to say they can't win this game. 3:15 to go.
They've got to isolate. They've got to isolate.
We are the only ones with an unofficial clock here.
Have you forgotten the last minute and a half of the second quarter, Brian? They kicked 3.
But this is a grand final last quarter, Chief.
Look where the Saints forwards are. They're making it easy for the defenders of Geelong. They've got to separate.
Corey, the soccer out of midair. At the moment, it is a 1-goal game in favour of Geelong. On the scoreboard, we've played 24 and a half minutes over the line and out of bounds. We've got 2 minutes, 57 seconds on the unofficial clock, and Geelong by a goal in front of 99,251.
Isolating Revolt deep. It had to be done.
It's got to be man on man everywhere. You've just got to force stoppage after stoppage if you're Geelong. Just like this, keep running down the clock.
Centre wing it is. Right now, centre wing.
Thrown up ball on that centre wing. Del Santo tries to slip his opponent. Ling went back to get the ball. Wants the boundary line and finds it.
And what you don't want to do as a player right now, with we reckon about 2 minutes 40 on the clock, you don't want to give away one of those cheap free kicks right now. Stand up, stand tall.
Thrown in footy. Third up, he's got hard, straight down to Selwood. Selwood kicked it straight into the guts of Graham. An end-on-end ball. Corey dropped a really difficult mark. They bash it forward to the Saints. Dempster and Scarlett wrestle for the ball. Eventually it comes clear. Milburn takes it out of play.
See what he's been good too, Milburn. You can't take away a bloke's ability to read the footy, and the conditions have suited him, Darren Milburn.
2 minutes 24 on the unofficial clock. Geelong by 6. It's on the half-forward line for St Kilda.
Scarlett's dropped off the pack here, gone to Revolt 2-on-1.
Kazitsky knocks it down in front. Ablett couldn't control the ball. Players converge. We may well have a ball up here. Ablett's on the bottom of the pack, knocks it out. Selwood keeps it in and will ball
Got
up.
it.
Umpire says play on it. Came out the back door to Ablett. Kicks it to half forward, high ball. St Kilda have got to mark it up. Goes Fisher.
Whoa!
Offhand, Burns got the Rook. Rook trying to get it to Varco. Left foot kick inside. Here's Mooney. Dawson was in front, kept him out of the play. Knocked it out in front. Rook, a little soccer off the ground. He'll have another go. And he's kicked the point.
That's a good point.
Geelong will win the grand final, I reckon.
A minute 50, Bristol, we
They're
reckon.
7 points up, and I think Geelong are going to win.
They've got to go and take risks, the Saints.
Gilbert kicks to himself and then goes in search of McQualter. Only gets him on the bounce. Real dangerous stuff here now for the Saints. Chapman stands up from outside 50. Hits a high one. Gilbert's got to go back with the flight. Can't take the mark. Footy out of play. It's starting to look like the Cats. A minute 32 left.
Unofficially. We're not often wrong, though.
Thrown in footy. Kosicki now deep in defence. Tried to get hold of the ball. Stevie J taken out of play. And it's going to be thrown in. 40 around from the Cats' punt road goal. They are 11-8, 74. St Kilda 9-13, 67. Unbelievable grand final. Milne played for a free kick. Kelly picked it up. Left foot inside 50. Blake tried to take the mark. It's off his fingertips.
Look,
and out of play.
We reckon now, maybe just over a minute 10, Matthew Scarlett in the centre circle on his own. They're going to score twice, the Saints. We can't do it.
Brian Cook and Frank Costa sitting right in front of us. Still too nervous to decide whether to go to the rooms or not. With a minute left in the game, a minute and 5 seconds.
Well, I reckon St Kilda have got to get numbers out of there. They've got to get them out and go forward. Otherwise, the ball will stay there for another minute. And even if they do get it out, they've got Milburn loose in the middle of the ground.
Ball up. 25 metres out from Geelong's punt road goal. Free kick, St Kilda.
Got to go.
Kosicki's got it. He runs it straight through centre half back with a long kick. Here comes Rewalt. Rewalt couldn't mark it offhand. Picked up by Milne. Left foot kick around the corners, bouncing towards goal. Scarlett's going to get back and cut it off. He's going to concede a behind.
No.
He's going to concede a behind.
They did not want to do that.
6-point ball game now in favour of the Cats.
Inside the last minute, this kick in has got to find someone.
Finds a target, you'd say it's nearly all over. If not, we might be back here next week.
Nobody's
40
free.
seconds left, and he's going to be called to go. Is now almost smothered off the boot. Long towards the wing. Taylor has taken the mark that possibly has won Geelong the grand final.
Got Leo Barry stuff written over that, Jim.
Harry Taylor has got the footy. He's called to go now. Gets the handball away to Ottens. Ottens further afield to Selwood. Selwood slips it over the top to Ling. Ling a left foot ball. Rook caught behind. Fist away from that player. Burns gets it over the top. Sirens about to sound. Mooney inside 50. Rook takes the mark.
That could be it.
Rook takes the mark. 30 out, tight angle.
8 seconds left, we reckon.
Rook will take all
There
the
it
time he
is.
needs.
There it
The
is.
siren sounds. The Cats have won the 2009 grand final.
He's not going to take the kick, surely. He's saying to the umpire, you're kidding. I'm not. Oh, he is going to go back, Rook, and take the kick. Geelong have won. Look at him get out in the ground. Rook's going to line up without anyone on the mark. Rook comes in and kicks the goal.
Oh, he's done it along the ground.
He's done it along the ground. No one on the mark. Doesn't matter, Gary.
What's the margin, Bristol?
Geelong have won the grand final at the moment, we think,
12 points.
by 12 points, Gary.
What about if you've had a bet under 9?
Yes.
Where were you, St Kilda?
Oh, no.
Oh, unbelievable, Brian. I'm going to tell you what, the most brave and courageous of victories to a Geelong side, but there are a mob on the ground who haven't won since 66, who are going to look back on missed opportunities in the first half of this game and say we cost ourselves a premiership with bad kicking for goal. Simple as that. And we've been saying it forever. McQualter, 2 from Milne, 2 from Snyder, all very gettable goals. And we said it's going to cost the team a grand final one day, and it has. Well done to the Cats. 2 out of the last 3. Super, super team.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Load up on landscaping at Bunnings Trade.
For Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.